something you want to share with the rest of the class, Jen, that you're giggling about over there?
She's passing notes.
All right, bring it up to the front.
Looking over his shoulder. I just
Read it out loud to the class.
Oh, God.
Am I in bizarro world here? That's serious mental illness. Of course I'm gonna brag. LGBTQ plus.
Shut the fuck up, asswipe, and suck my cock.
That's the gayest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I'm gonna brag. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Love a parade. Give it to me, baby. You gotta love complete Mini Carlino. Boom. Skull. Is this guy a freaking moron or what? It's so cringe. WATP. This guy could dish it out, but just couldn't take it. What a dick. I remember throwing a shoe at a cockroach the size of a baby's arm. You're one of the biggest hacks I know. I laughed my ass off. It's like a little kid who's not getting the love from his daddy. We were laughing our asses off. Get to the point.
Is John the stupidest guy in the world?
I already bought brand new underwear.
Drive in, drive out, drive through.
You are starting to piss me off. fucking hell. Boom.
Point, Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on this week in Stuttering John, get blackmailed for our stolen phones, and block Vince the Midget yet again. I'm Carl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts, and with me this week from the Uncle Rico Show, the shitwaya himself, Shuli Agar is here.
Shout out to the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up?
From the Blattcast and Who Are These Broadcasters, Christian Blatz is here.
So happy to be here, and since we're talking about John, I'm going to start the show the way John would.
Yes. Go, 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 go.
From Who Are These Podcasts, producer Chris and Jen from the Jingles Department are here.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode of Point Dabble Point. Christian ain't way too much. He's realizing that bit was a bad idea. So, Christian, what do you think about this week? And John, go ahead. What's your assessment?
How's that peanut butter?
That really is a peanut butter sandwich, too, isn't it?
Maybe.
It looks easy when you're watching from home, but this
Right,
is why
yeah.
there's,
But you know
this is why
what?
there's pros. You know,
It's just
and
a reminder, we can't all do what John does, all right? He
Right.
makes
No.
it look easy, and I guess it's not easy.
And we're all jelly. I don't know if you knew that, but we're all jelly of the Duke.
Yep.
Because the Duke is crushing it. Before we get into, there's so much to talk about. And oftentimes I start off the show by saying, there's so much to talk about with John. And I'm always correct. But this week is wild. Ever since he left Cape Coral to come back to New York, it's been nonstop drama. And we don't know what's going on. There's speculation. There's rumors. All sorts of things going on. We're going to get into it. First, I want to remind people, we do have the Super Tip system in play, supertip.gg/WATP. If you go there in a separate tab or separate browser or separate device, you can go on there and use an AI voice to chat with the show, participate in the show, or you can just give us a super chat through that. We appreciate it because none of the money goes to YouTube, which is great because they steal so much of our money. More of the money goes to the actual creators of the show. So we appreciate you guys using that. Of course, you can always super chat us as well through YouTube gift memberships. It is that time of year. We do appreciate gifted memberships because WATP does put out 2 bonus episodes every single month that you get when you are a member, either on here or on Patreon. And you also get to watch WATP live every Wednesday and Saturday. I will point out that on New Year's Eve, we are doing a bonus show, Living in the Past with Stuttering John. Another episode, we break down one of his podcast episodes from 2018, before the Dabbleverse existed. And it's wild to see the similarities and the differences of what Stuttering John was and now is.
Yeah.
Every month that goes by, he deteriorates.
Right. Yeah.
But
it
he's the
starts
same
out
guy.
as very confident John.
Yes.
And little by little.
He's the same guy, though. It's crazy.
It's great because, like you said, there's the similarities, there's the differences, but one thing that's consistent, he never changes, never learns, and he never grows in any way.
Well, that kind of brings you to the first thing I wanted to show you, and we'll get into the meat of things. Let's start with some fun, right?
Sure.
Just something that's ridiculous. He's posting on social media, trying to get his buddies to come meet him for drinks on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. And so this is from Dabblers Anonymous. Nick Picanti pointed this out. John thinks like a 9-year-old. And, it's debatable. I always say 6, but sometimes he's a little more grown up
Yeah,
than
this
that.
is an invitation with rules in it.
So this is just a post that he puts out on Facebook. It's not directed to a group, as far as I know. It's not a message directly to people he knows. Just a reminder, Plain Edge people, December 26th, Sales Place, 7 p.m. So everyone knows that now, which, okay, whatever.
Look out.
We don't need to discuss politics or religion. Is that a problem? You guys are talking about religion every time you guys get together again? You're all almost 60 years old from high school and talking about religion?
Well, what he's saying is, you don't talk about politics and religion. I'll do that. I'm allowed.
I got it covered.
Right.
We don't need to discuss politics or religion. We are a special group of people. I still have many of the same friends from high school. This is unheard of. Most are Republicans. I hate Trump. You like him. So what? I hate the Astros, Red Sox, and any other NFC East team besides the Giants. So what? You might like them. Who gives a shit? Let's drink heavily. Look,
it
it's,
might
guys,
be
we have a
3,000
common denominator here. It's getting
It might be
wasted.
3,000 miles away, but I'm getting sold on this Sal's place. The last few things on there, I could talk about how I don't like the other NFC East teams. All right,
No,
John, I'll
you're
be
not
there.
supposed to talk about that. No.
Oh, I can't.
No,
Oh, all
no
right.
religion, no football talk, unless you like the Giants.
I mean, let's be honest here. This is a lot of nothing. Look, the people who are still in Plain Edge that didn't escape, that didn't get out of that tar pit of just loserdom, those people, they'll see your posts, and all you got to say is, "I'll be at Sal's place." That's it. They got nothing else going on. They will be there. All this fucking we're Republican, we're that. Nobody, the people that would give a shit about that, they're gone. They've left you in the dust, and every other loser from Plain Edge that ever fucking existed. It's ridiculous. But like everybody's waiting for him to hold court at
Right.
Sal, you know?
Right. It is
Fuck
a weird
off.
glimpse into what his relationships are like with these old friends from school.
Yeah.
Because we see it every time he goes back to New York. There's a photo of him on his tippy toes at the bar with all of his buddies. Are they getting into fights about politics every time? Why is he proactively telling people not to bring this stuff up? Or
Like this post, anyone who shows up is going to drink heavily.
Right.
And they're not going to be like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that because of your post.
good point. Good point. 5 beers in, you're no longer worried about whether John likes Trump or not.
Yeah, 1 beer in.
Yeah.
Or maybe after the last hang, he got some negative reviews from his buddies about talking politics. So this is his way of saying, hey guys, I'll shut the fuck up about politics. Come drink.
If you buy me beer.
If you buy me beer.
That's a good point. He probably annoyed the fuck out of everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, you think?
Okay. There's a lot of speculation. That one we don't need to speculate on. That was probably
Allegedly.
pretty obvious. Yeah, good point. Sorry.
I think to Carl's point that the people who would go would probably be there anyway. The only thing this post does is it makes everybody realize who grew up with John, like, oh fuck, he's gonna be there. No, we're not going to Sal's place. Let's
Yes.
stay home. We go to Olive Garden. It'd be better.
Anywhere but there.
Well, also, you got to think about, we've all heard John's politics. We've heard his take on things when he's talking to the Army Major and Brian Karam. John is a headline reader.
Right.
He still thinks Russiagate was a thing. He has no idea what's actually happening in politics. He'll bring things up that everyone's beyond that years later. And those idiots just nod their heads and agree with him on everything he says. But when he's actually confronted with someone who's paying attention, they school him.
Yeah.
And so I think that he's also trying to say, like, hey, let's talk about politics, because I look stupid when we do that. Guys make me look foolish, and I don't want to.
But by the way, even Russiagate, if you said, John, can you explain what Russiagate was? He can't. He's just like, it was a thing, and he's hanging on to
There
it.
was a hooker who was pissing on Trump, and then he was like gargling it. Like, he has no idea.
No, John, that was your night at Flash Dancers. You're getting confused.
I mean, that feature on John is really the foundation of the hatred for John, of like, you're going to lecture us on something that you're guilty of, like you didn't fucking do it, or B, you're going to school us on something that you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. Those two qualities annoy the shit out of people when it comes to him.
It's gotten him kicked out of bars.
Yeah.
And John claims that this does not happen, but he's the one who reported it to me. So I know for a fact that him talking politics, eventually the bartenders go, get the fuck out of here with that. It's annoying everyone.
Well, and so we know of at least one time that happened.
Yes.
How many times do you really think it happened? If he's admitted to one,
All the time.
it's got to be at least 30 or 40 times.
He was only going to Pickwick. We're
Yeah.
going back to the 2018 podcast where he goes, guys, every day I'm at Pickwick at 4 p.m. Come down, fight me, say hi, whatever. And then all of a sudden he started going to a couple other places.
Mm-hmm.
And then we weren't sure. And the same thing's happening in Florida now, where it was
Oh, I'm getting that look again.
Stevie Tomatoes, and now as he's mixing it up. So
And it's so lame because there's guys who are known for fighting and getting kicked out of bars. Like that you hear a lot of, but you don't hear, oh, here comes the politics guy. Let's
Yep.
throw him. How much of an asshole do you have to be for people who just lifers who are just there to get drunk are annoyed and want you fucking out? That's
Well, he's so loud.
Yeah.
too.
yeah, he has to be holding
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just his position on things. I think he stinks. And
Yeah.
He's loud.
And he spits, and it's
Yeah, I mean, what's to like?
Well, hold on, Shuli. He recently told us that when he spits and drools, he's doing that on purpose to lean into this buffoon character that he's created.
a little peek behind the curtain. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when he does things like pretend he's sleeping, you know,
Sure.
the stuff that we know is a bit
Right.
that no one was fooled by or thought was interesting. And then he goes, also when I drool and spit, like, well, on a second.
He literally said to Clay after that,
Yeah.
because aren't we supposed to entertain? He literally said that.
My favorite bit is when he leaves the snot on his face and waits till his guest points it out for him.
Right.
That's one of my favorite. That's a closer.
How about the show
Disgusting.
yesterday?
Yeah.
His camera's not working. It's just a black screen. And he goes through this whole bit where he's like a preacher or something.
Oh, dude.
It
That
goes
was that
on.
Out to Lunch character he used to do on his Out to Lunch show. Remember Howard and Robin used to fucking rip him
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I didn't know he did that character on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's the worst bit. And he's going on and doing it, dragging it out. And then the super are like, John, we can't see you. Your camera's not working. It's like, you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. And then eventually he goes, really? You guys can't see me? So I wasted that amazing character I just did. You guys couldn't even see me doing it. As if the visual element was going to bring it home.
But that's John for you.
Yeah.
That's why we love him.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
Let's
he's,
talk. Go ahead, Shirley.
well, I was just gonna say he's had quite the week. He's in 1 minute he's in victory mode, the next he's in crisis control. Like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, let's not forget. I'm doing a WATP this week. It'll be out on Christmas. Christian will be there with us, Adam Busch, producer Chris, and maybe Cardiff. And we're going to be going through the drunk night with December 18th, the night before he left for New York. And him and Rob Saul are just plastered doing a show together. We'll be breaking all that down. Shu, I know you did a two-parter on it.
Oh,
if I'm not
it's
mistaken.
fucking there's a lot of gold in them hills, boys. Enjoy.
It's crazy. So John started off this whole trek with getting wasted on the internet, which thank you, John. We always appreciate when you do that.
Yep.
Especially when we're doing a live show in Detroit and you do it. Like, thank you for that. I feel like I should send him a check or something.
Great timing.
Yeah. And then the next morning he gets up, calls the Cape Coral police because there's a car in front of his house. Shuli, has there ever been a car in front of somebody's house in Cape Coral that you can remember?
I mean, look, I walk out my house right now. There's a car in front of my. Should
What?
I be on the phone with the
What?
SWAT team?
Call
What's
the
going
police.
I'm dialing 911.
Yes,
you
right.
say the word.
on? What? Is that bad? I didn't know that.
But Shuli, has there ever been anyone else who sat outside of somebody's house in their car
Oh,
for an
just
extended amount of time?
it's funny you say that because I watched a video, a short from a moron who sat in front of actually your house,
Yeah, that's
Carl.
right.
Oh.
That's right. Maybe I should have been calling the police.
Yeah. Not to
all the
mention, he shadow boxed in front of what we think may be Melton's house or somebody's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually wow. So he calls the cops when wow.
Yeah, isn't that weird? He'll go to Kevin Brennan's building. He claims he was right outside Kevin Brennan's door that one time. He showed the photo of Kevin Brennan's front door, and yet he calls the police if other people are even just in a car in front of his house.
Yeah, completely
Not even
unrelated.
Not even out of the car. He calls the police. Such a
And he was waiting for an Uber.
Yes.
So it just seems like it's standard practice that a car might be idling.
Oh,
on a
maybe he
street.
got embarrassed. Maybe he walked out to like walk into the car because he thought it was his Uber.
So he called the cops on the guy. This guy embarrassed me.
How great would it be if there's like a dabbler working at the precinct and John calls it? There's a car. He goes, all right, who's this? Barry Wussa? Well, all right, we'll put your file up.
Well, this is more of you guys just being a bunch of dumb fucks and not getting the bit. So when John's doing it, when John goes outside Melton's house, when he goes up to KB's front door, it's a joke. It's fine. He just wants to have a talk and see them. But here, obviously, he's threatened. And by the way, I have 2 cars in front of my house, so I should be doubly worried. Right?
Whoa, you're surrounded.
Yeah.
You watch out, dude. They're coming.
Well, don't worry. You have the LAPD, so they'll take care of
Oh,
it.
yeah. That's fine.
You don't have to worry about that. Everyone who lives in LA, it's worth all the taxes because the police force there, top notch.
Carl, I live in Burbank and I'm white. The police will be here in about a minute if I need
Oh, well,
them.
good for
That's
you.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Burbank's the last stronghold out there,
That's
man.
it.
They're holding
All
on.
we've got.
Yeah.
I like that Christian goes, I live in Burbank and I'm white. It's like, yeah, because of your Chinese wife.
Well, that's why I have the nice house. Yeah. Look, if she called the police, they'd be like, they would probably do some racist jokes. But if I called, they'd be like, we're right there, sir.
Oh, so they're fun too. Okay,
Yeah,
get them on the show then sometime. So let's cover what's going on. Speaking of crimes, serious crimes that are going on. Let's talk about what happened to John. Now, of course, he went out with Kate Meaney Thursday night, the 19th. And they went to dinner at a Mexican restaurant where nobody ate any food. And then from there, they went to a strip club where the people they were with left and owed $50. And then John got in a fight with the bouncer. And then Kate came to his rescue somehow and they got out of there. But a very dubious thing happened to John.
He sees the defense.
That's not the spot I want it to be at.
Jay and Clay. All right, well, I'm just hanging out at my friend's house. And I do want to say I do have news.
Yeah, what's the news?
My phone wasn't lost. It was stolen.
Whoa.
Whoa.
John thought he lost his phone that night.
Okay.
And he claimed that he lost his phone. But now things have changed. How do you know it was stolen, John?
Top secret news,
And
everyone.
Kate's phone was stolen.
What?
And my friend's phone was stolen.
His brother.
What? Is what? Was stolen?
Wow.
By the way, I don't want to derail the fun, but is there a spot in that house that could have been worse for live streaming? He's got a lamp behind him and his son streaming from the window. Anywhere else probably would have looked better.
And the
than that.
football game
Oh, yeah.
blaring in front of him as well.
Well,
guys
and that
wanna
lens is filthy.
You think?
Well, imagine how dirty the thing in front of the lens is. But can you guys have a little respect for an NYU film graduate, please?
That's true. You're
He
right.
knows what he's
Sorry.
doing. This is the look he wants to capture. You guys don't know?
Yeah, this is one of those J.J. Abrams lens flares. I'm sorry, sure, you're right. Yeah.
This is the last thing a lot of victims see.
This was a converted effort, and so far, Pinky and Baby Fatso
Did you say it was a converted effort?
I believe
Yeah.
you said converted, yes.
Yeah.
this was a converted effort, and so far, Pinky and Baby Fatso said they had somebody stalking us and following us. So I can only anticipate it's them.
I can only
Anticipate.
anticipate
Well,
that it's them.
words are tough for him.
It is.
It all makes sense when he lays it out, doesn't it?
Okay.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Stuttering John is now inferring that whoever Chad Zumach hired to follow him around stole his phone.
What?
Because I know one thing about private investigators. When you hire them, you're like, also like grab some of his stuff while you're like checking him out. Steal some of his stuff for me, would you? That'd be funny.
Did he also say that Kate and his brother friends,
brother-in-law friend.
his phones were stolen as well?
Everyone's phone was stolen.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, and this wild now it gets even crazier than that.
Tomorrow I go to Manhattan and file a police report.
Okay, all right. Well, who would have saw that coming? John filing a fucking
What a
police report.
dipshit he is. God.
Do you need to go to the precinct to file a police report?
Well, a lot of
I
people
think they
lose
would
their phones.
Yeah.
I also think they'd rather you didn't. I think they would like you to call. They'd rather you not.
From
do
what
anything.
phone, Brainiac?
We were
His
saying
mom's phone.
Amy, we were
He's
saying
got a
on
bunch of
Rico,
phones. I've heard.
on Rico, this is like his like people collect spoons from every state they're in. Like he files a police report every time he's in a new state.
Yep.
It's my OCD.
Another police report on the fridge.
I mean, you can't just steal phones and try and blackmail people.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
Sounds like a wager to me.
steal phones and try to blackmail people. What is he talking about?
So he must know who stole the phone if somebody's blackmailing
Well,
him.
listen to this.
Not good. It's not Vince. Trust me, Vince actually helped me today. But it is somebody. They stole my phone, and look, man, I don't give a fuck. I do give a fuck, actually.
Steal my phone all you want. No, wait, I need that, actually. Don't steal my phone, please. It sucks.
Steal someone's phone. All right, take care. Stuttering John, say, good.
So what's happening now is he was able to find my device, as people do when they have an iPhone. And it's in Ithaca, New York.
Oh, Woke Dad has it.
Woke Dad has it at the coffee shop. It's in Ithaca, New York. And John and VTM are discussing this over text message. Don't ask me how I have this text message. Vince sent it to me.
Who's the genius who doesn't know how to spell Ithaca in this text, by the way?
Thank
A
you.
teacher.
It's not how you spell Ithaca. Phone was stolen in Ithaca. Guy is blackmailing people. He says it's in Ithaca. He goes, yeah, Cornell. He goes, huh?
Wait, hold on. Are you sure John just forgot to put a space? And it was the guy's black. He's mailing people.
He does have a lot of typos.
Right.
He's texting people.
Wait, you're saying my phone was smart enough to get into an Ivy League school like Cornell? I told you.
Now, I have a question about this blackmailing. I don't think this is about blackmailing, I guess. So what he's inferring here is that the guy who stole the phone is looking for money for John's phone. So if somebody wanted to get John's phone and see all of his messages and everything that's going on in there, you could pay him money. How is that blackmail?
No, I believe that's ransom is what he's looking for. If it's
also
actually
like-
happening, yeah.
Yeah, it's selling stolen goods.
Yeah.
which is
Well, I can
wildly
tell you,
illegal.
it's got John freaked out because Vince was on today, and Vince was saying that this person claiming to have John's phone asked him to send $10,000 for the phone,
Right.
and Vince is saying, but we don't know that he has. I asked for a proof that he has your phone. He has yet to give me proof, and John's like, yeah, well, but just give him the 10,000 then, and just get the phone back. He's like, so wherever this phone is, and whoever has it, he's freaking out about it.
Wait,
But
no,
if he's
Vince, give
asking-
me the 10,000 and I'll give it to the guy to get the phone back. I'm
Or
good
for less
it.
money, just
Yeah.
go get another phone.
He did.
Well, there's that.
He did get another phone. But
$10,000.
listen to how easy it is to take John's money from him. The fact that he thinks that's the solution, like, oh, the guy wants $10,000. All right. Like back when John had money, he lost it immediately.
So
Probably because
Oh
people
my
were
goodness.
asking for money for his phone over and over again.
it'd be great if his phone makes more money in the Dabbleverse than he does. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be fun.
Yet another. Now,
Would
now
like
it's
that.
just things making more money than John in the Dabbleverse. But Vince, so John for the last day and a half, right, since this thing happened, actually yesterday, I think he's calling out some guy that he thinks is responsible for this.
Yep,
He's
I have it in my
doxing
notes.
his phone number. Okay.
Mhm.
Today, Vince, within 15 minutes, has now planted the seed in John's head that possibly, according to Vince, Kate may have stolen John's phone.
Wow.
And now John is, at first he's like, she'd never do that. She'd never do that. And then about 5-10 minutes later, he's like, I did ask her to go through her pocketbook at one point. So it's like, he's,
Oh, no shit. So John's like, I don't have my phone anymore. Kate's like, I don't have mine either. And the brother-in-law's like, where did mine go? And then John's like, okay, everyone empty your pockets.
yeah, it's like the
I
end
don't
of
trust any of you
Reservoir.
guys.
It's like
Yeah,
the end
right.
of Reservoir Dogs.
Which one of you is the rat?
What do
Yeah.
you call my phone?
So-
Let's get caught up. I want to get into this Kate Meaney stuff. There's a lot to discuss around that with the stolen phone. But Hellraiser69 came in early with $5 and says, also, how is he going to try to convince us that he still talks to his kids after everything has unfolded this week? There's no way.
I've heard from a source close that he's 0 for 3 now.
Yeah.
That none of them are communicating with him at this point.
So, and that's what Dabbling Dan told us, that the last holdout was Lily, who he bought a car for, and was going to make payments as long as they had a relationship. And Lily's just like, I'll make the payments.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have to talk
The
to
last
my
thing he heard was her
father.
peeling away.
Who knew she'd use the car to get away from me? But
Like, all you got to do is talk to me. And she goes, how about a third job? I'll see you later.
a super chatter asked if he's sad about not seeing his kids. And John's response was, how do you know I'm not seeing my children? Because you're not bragging about it. Because John, every time you talk to your kids or exchange a text message, or especially when you see them on Christmas, there was a couple of years ago when Lily did come to New York and John wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah.
So that's how we know.
If he brags about going to Walmart, he's going to brag about that.
Yes. Hellraiser again, $5 says, I have so many questions, starting with what the fuck? Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. 2025 is going to be wild up to DabbleCon 3 school. Yes. There's already discussions around DabbleCon 3.
There's a murmur.
Lots of ideas.
There's a buzz.
Lots of fun ideas going on. So we're looking forward to that. Old Craig, member for 7 months, says, SJ is lying like crazy with Vince today. There must be a big lie spider on his ceiling. Do you guys think Kate stole his phone? This is what you were referring to.
That's what he keeps looking at.
Yeah, the lie spider.
That's amazing.
Well,
yeah, it's
it
like
starts on his
sides.
hands. Yeah, it starts on his hands. We were saying when he was scratching the other day with his hands, it looked like the lie spider was on his hands. So it's now taken a life of its own. But he's Vince's. I don't like the fucking guy, but he's not letting off on him, which is fun.
Surprising because John just blocked Vince again yesterday.
Yeah.
But he's back on the show again today.
Well, again, it goes back to the Kumia thing. It goes back to this. The guy has no morals. It even goes back to Kate, right? Taped phone calls. She betrayed him.
Yep.
He doesn't give a shit
Get
about
the FBI involved. Sued his
Yep.
mom. Wanted to sue her mom and her.
Yeah. So it's just him.
He has no scruples, this guy.
Nothing.
He has no friends. That's his problem.
Well, yeah, he's very lonely. But yeah, he loves to say, like, people don't stand for anything. It's just the projection is wild because if you were just watching the show, you'd be like, well, there's no way everything he says is actually true about him, right? Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have thought so either. Chris Allen, they took the Duke's phone. They sure did. My departure will be very non-social media like. $2. Oh, I'm sorry. 25-year-old cokeheads love me. My bad. Colonel Clink, $5 says, Merry Christmas, everyone. Even you, Shuli.
Thank you, Colonel. You're one of the good ones.
How does Shuli celebrate Christmas? Do you guys do a Christmas thing?
Yeah, I married a Shiksa, so I do Christmas and I do Hanukkah. So,
Sam Bibley, is there a way to send money specifically to Christian Blatt? Or at least to specify that you don't want it to go to Shuli at all. So
yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, asshole.
This is not a super chat, and yet it was starred.
I don't know how that happened.
Person who has access to that.
Wow.
Eric
system.
Zane has access to the system. I don't know how that happened. Maybe he's watching. Yeah.
Wow.
Christian, I see what you're up to. Count Connor, $2 says, John makes me low-key root for Trump and the Cowboys. Yeah, I get it, man. Count Connor again says, Johnny pretending as much as Corky was pretending. I agree with that.
That's
the Looney Tunes critic coming with $5. Remember when he tried to claim that the Meanie tapes were AI? I think the beloved chatters should say the Kiss pic was AI. Sure does look unnatural. That's what VTM was trying to do to John. Was trying to say that it's all AI and he didn't believe it.
Like what's again, we've asked this about DG, we've asked this about Quadfather. What's this payout? What's this payoff?
Right.
Like that, I mean,
well,
I don't
we gotta get into it. I have so many questions. We gotta discuss this. That's what this show is all about. This is the show for having these deep conversations about and what. So don't worry, we'll get into all of that.
By the way, the only thing not surprising about that picture is that her eyes are squeezed so tightly shut as she's doing that to John.
This isn't happening. This isn't happening.
I've never done coke really, but like, can that happen? How much coke do you have to do to end up?
No, it's how much coke will you potentially get?
Oh my!
It's not how much will you do.
It's not an aphrodisiac, truly.
Yes.
Hey, she's got to have options. What the hell's going on over
Oh my
here?
God, there's not enough cocaine in the world.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. Happy Valley Wrecking Crew, $5 says John Melendez, official stool pigeon for the Cape Coral chapter of the Pagans. The Looney Tunes critic, no CUNT for old man.
Yeah.
Adam Busch is here hanging out with us. $5 says, even the Willow quantum computer couldn't handle the paradox of John convincing VTL that Kate would never betray him again. Oh, is this what was going on the show today?
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to get caught up on that.
Well, John's in love.
Amazing.
First of all, whatever the situation is there between whatever she's feeling for him, whatever, he is 100% in love.
Yes. Jess, member for 6 months, says, we sane women don't claim Kate Meaney. Don't do drugs, kids. Holy shit. If
Thank
there
you,
was
Jess.
ever a better reason to realize that
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.
that's it right there.
Oh,
Yo, I heard that Kate Meaney is kissing old creepy men. I am a creepy old man. What does Stuttering John have over me? FSJ.
Yeah,
Poor
I think
Joey C's dick
that
doesn't
that
work
stutter,
anymore.
Stuttering John's thumb has nothing on Joey C's thumb. Is my takeaway.
Oh, did you hear this news, Shuey, that Joey C's dick doesn't work anymore?
who told you
What do you
that?
mean? When is
He
he going to
told
start
us that.
working? When is he going to start working? I want to know. But no, what's wrong with it? What happened?
Okay, so he's had a lot of health issues recently, and I wouldn't know this if it weren't for Tukey, who that's his beat. He follows all things Joey C. I don't know how he does it, but he follows all things Joey C. And Joey C. came out and said, this new medication I'm on has stopped my penis from working. And then he also elaborated and said, but don't worry, Mrs. C is fine. I've been using my thumb on her. Which is not the digit that I would be my go-to. But he says, no, my thumb is amazing.
I believe he calls it a powerful thumb. Is the phrase that he uses. Yes.
I remember seeing the Globetrotters do that once with a basketball when I was younger.
Yeah, Meadowlark
Mrs.
Lemon
C.
is also.
Whoa!
Meadowlark Lemon is also fingering Mrs. C.
It's just those swirly things.
Yeah.
You can't even see her.
God bless him. Look, that's what life's all about. A hurdle gets put up in front of you. You find a way to get over it.
I
man.
love
That's- Yeah. Good for
Just a
him.
quick reminder, now that we're up to over 1,300 people here, that we do have the supertip.gg/WATP in place. Go there and you can chat along as Stuttering John.
Listen up, Lady K. I'm playing 3D chess while you dumb fucks are playing regular chess.
That's funny.
This is all just a way to launder my 10G payment to Kate for her services. Skull. Wait for it. Every reaction has a shit chewer at the end of it. So keep shooting the fat on your little show. What else am I here for?
That's interesting. We do know that Kate is a high-priced prostitute, according to John. So
His
was there a
word.
negotiation? Yeah, was there a negotiation on December 19th?
I mean, she's got to know he's not known for making payments on time and keeping up with payments, so.
I got to pay Vince on the 26th, so what if I pay you on, I don't know, the 30th?
After I return my kids' presents.
Can I pay you in stolen phones? I got 3 right here.
Hey.
How much does that cost right there that we're looking at? These two smooching over here. What did she charge for that?
First one's free.
That's how they get you. Look at smug John. Look at smug.
Eat your
winning.
heart out,
Yeah.
baby fatso.
Eat your heart out.
That is one of the best pictures I've ever seen of him, and he still looks terrible.
Oh yeah.
Just the Duke and the Duchess hanging out.
Oh, Kate, what are you doing?
The filter he's been using. I mean, he is really upping his filter game, because you can see from these photos how terrible he looks in real life, and then he comes on his show and it's like a cartoon.
It's just filth on his lens.
Could be
Probably
that
why his
filter.
camera doesn't work anymore. The filter was having to work so hard. It was just like, I can't.
Well, that was funny about the blackout show he did yesterday, because he blamed his phone being stolen for the reason why his camera wasn't
The
working.
fuck?
Yeah.
How's that possible? So Adam Busch is here watching. He's going to be on WATP this week. And something that we've kind of glossed over because so much has happened since then was when John was saying he was going to ruin Adam Busch. He's just like, he never should have gotten involved in this. Just you wait, and doing all those kinds of things.
Coming down the pike.
Yeah,
And then you
I'll
cracked
do
the top 25 of John's
Yes.
NCAA rankings, dude. You're in, bro.
Congratulations. Yeah,
You're
that's
in.
amazing. But he both claims that Adam doesn't get any work and that he's going to destroy his career.
Right.
So I'm not sure what his angle is or what he thinks he's going to do or why he would think that anyone with a brain would be intimidated by that.
Well, it's ironic because Adam couldn't respond to anything because he was working. So
Go figure.
Go
How's that work
figure.
out?
yeah.
Again, if you remember that John mentally is 6 years old,
Right.
all of it makes sense. I just have to remind myself that from
Yeah.
time to time. I'm like, why would he do? Oh, that's right.
It's like a kid getting angry at like a birthday party, having too much sugar, and he just starts swinging at everybody.
Yes, right.
You think he ate lunch with Sarah Michelle every day? I don't.
He's all worked up. All right, we'll have to drive him home.
Yeah, he's going to sleep good tonight.
Yeah, this isn't going to go well. All right, let's talk about Kate Meaney. So a lot has come out. Now, initially, TM Zumach showed the photo of them at the restaurant. You sent me the image of them giving the peace signs. Yeah. And I think somebody wrote, Judge is actually ordering 2 more beers.
That was me.
It's very funny. So that came out, and so we all knew that there was this date. And so then John started talking about it. He wasn't talking about it before that because he's a gentleman. And then once it was out, he started talking about it and talking about it and talking about it.
Not so much a gentleman anymore.
No, not even close.
Smell my finger.
So now, John is claiming, and I believe VTM broke this, if I'm not mistaken, that Kate's bed is not in a bed frame. It's just a mattress on the floor. No sheets and bloodstains.
What?
I mean,
did you hear about this, Shuli?
No, but it sounds like he got so drunk he ended up in his old room and thought he was in Kate's apartment.
Yes, that sounds much more likely. But listen, John said when he's talking to Clay, and Clay's asking about this date and what was going on, and John said, I have dates set up with other women, but I might blow those off because he wouldn't say names, but it was obviously Kate. He's like, because I don't know, I'd like to see her again. I'm hoping that we get to hang out again. So I assume there's correspondence between the two of them, John trying to set up another date. But at the same time, he's also like saying all these horrific things about her and her living
Just in
conditions,
case.
and implying over and over again that they fucked.
Right. Well, maybe that was the case because I imagine he's passed out on the bed, and by the time he woke up, she pulled the sheets off with him on them.
Yes.
And when he rolled, he got his ass blood on the mattress. So when he woke up, he saw all this, but it was all from him. What about that?
Bloody ass. Can I get a little sympathy? Because I got a bloody ass. I'm bleeding generously because I got a bloody ass.
I like that. That theory makes a lot of sense to me. Now, there was a super chat that came in from Mason in Portland.
Shout out.
Yes, shout out to Mason in Portland. Great dude. Hopefully we'll see him at the next Hackamania. Back to the hack. Hackamania.com. Promo code WTP for 10% off your tickets. May 9th through 11th will be in Las Vegas. And he asked the question about whether her fur burger smells as bad as reported. And John's response to that was, I'm not answering that. Now,
what a gentleman.
There's a lot of better ways to go about this. I would say one would be like, how would I know? Would be the gentleman way to say it.
Sure.
I have no idea. Or you could even say like, no, definitely not. She's a well-kept young lady. You can say that too. But by saying I'm not answering that, he's certainly implying that he got to third base, if not third input.
At least a whiff.
Yeah, right. Yes. Wait, is that my finger? I didn't even finger it with this finger.
Could have been worse.
I will not divulge how much it stinks.
Yeah,
he can't even let it go because he has to say that.
Yeah.
In order to control the situation and also brag that he knows.
Right.
But rather than giving her any kind of compliment, he just implies that
he wants everyone to be jelly.
Yeah.
And so he has to keep this thing going where he slept with Kate Meaney, or maybe he used that one finger he has as like a G-spot locator.
But the way that he said it, though, makes it sound like he got with a girl with a smelly snatch. Like,
yeah.
Way to go.
Right.
I know. It's not making her sound all of that
hygienic.
Well, this also lends itself to the theory that they did not actually have sex because
you think?
I feel like the first thing he would have been like, no, she's 25. There's no fur on that burger, if you know what I mean. And he would have made that big John smile that we all hate. And so he didn't even think of that.
Right. Good point.
So yes, I did think about it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
imagine he's
saying.
like, "Did she smell?" And he goes, "To be continued." That's the only thing.
like to know.
Yeah,
Did she?
That's for me to know and for you to find out because everyone else does too.
yeah.
Tell you
They
what,
all-
Shawaya, give me a hundy and I'll tell you what it smelled like.
Oh God, should be trying to capitalize on. He will soon, as soon as he realizes that he's not going to hook up again before he goes back to Cape Coral. So, Chad is also reporting that Kate is pissed about what John is putting out there. Because John and I, we've talked about this in WATP this past week. John is very much implying they slept together through his tweets, through what he's saying on his show, like we've been talking about. And if I'm Kate, if I fucked him, I don't want him saying that stuff. And if I didn't fuck him, I really don't want him saying that stuff. Either way, it's not a good move. You're not going to get a second date out of doing something like that.
No.
Which is why he was very happy with Clay doing the talking for him. But could that have been prompted? Like, Clay, you might want to lean into this a little bit. I could really use your help here.
It definitely could have been. Now, I was watching Uncle Rico last night. Shout out to Uncle Rico with Anthony Cumia on there. And Clay seems to be clowning John to his face.
Right to his face. Yeah.
Yeah. That was an interesting development.
Yeah. Up to the limit that is allowed, the clowning.
I'll say I think he went beyond a couple times, and John just let it slide. I'm not sure
I'm
why.
with you because John was so happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, he was able to get away with it because we're celebrating John's big victory.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, let's say, a relationship where one person wants to scream it from the mountaintops and the other person's like, don't say a fucking word about this. And it makes for a very interesting relationship, to say the least,
Yes.
But Clay, I think his main focus right now is for John not to leave. Clay really seems freaked out that John is leaving the Dabbleverse.
He said, I guess you'll never talk to me again. It was so sad. I felt so bad for this. Clay Dabble was just like, well, if you don't have a show, then you won't have any reason to talk to me anymore. I guess we're not mates anymore.
I mean, John can't afford to lose any friends, so maybe he will.
But he doesn't give a shit about Clay like he gives a shit about other people because Clay doesn't give him money. And Clay won't give him his phone number. He won't give him personal information. And that's a
Smartest
big
thing.
Yeah. John was already using Clay's first name just a week or two ago. And he thought he had Clay's other information and was threatening to dox him. And Clay's like, that's not even that's not where I live. That's not where I'm from. You don't have any of this stuff. But they're like getting along and John's threatening to dox this guy.
He can't help it.
He really can't. It's the only thing he knows how to do.
Well, at least Clay isn't one of those cowards who hides his identity behind a mask or anything. So obviously that's why John likes it. Also, I know that this will be coming up on the Christmas WATP, but Rob, in that really late night drunken stream that they did, anytime that John steps away, John's like, yeah, let me put up some of these super chats that I don't want John to see. And I don't think that either of these guys are even remotely on his side, except for the fact that they're like, well, I could make a few more bucks, but I think they both hate him.
How could you not? He treats people like shit, especially these guys. He treats Rob and Clay the worst. He's better than them. He's above them, and he makes it clear every time he has a conversation with them.
Well, they're his new Ganji and Grillo.
Yes.
Right? Like he's in charge. He's running the office finally. That office is that show, that mess. And these guys want to be a part of it. So you got to deal with the boss. You got to come over, paint my house, paint my apartment for nothing, help me move, do all this shit. And if you're lucky, I'll goof on you. How about that?
The whole game plan for Rob Saul, and it might still be the game plan, but originally he was trying to get his channel monetized. And so he's on with John regularly and he's promoting his show. Guys, come over. We got to get enough viewers and subscribers. So then he gets monetized. His whole thing was, guys, if you want to insult me, I'll read every super chat that insults me. I'll be just like Stuttering John. You can just clown me and my family and I'll read it and it'll be great. And everyone went, not if you're asking us to do it. No thanks.
Oh.
So it completely didn't work. Like even trying to be a pathetic loser didn't work out for Rob Saul.
He's the slut at the bar that no one wants.
Yeah, right. How can you be a slut if no one's fucking you? It's like, yeah, I know. What am I doing wrong here?
I do also love John's new. John's new policy: no super chats under $5 unless they're insulting Clay or Rob. Then he'll read all the $2 ones if they insult those two.
He has no problem with that for some reason.
Well, also don't give him any $5 ones. I bet you he reads every $2 one.
He doesn't get a lot of $5 ones, even with this new
No.
policy. I don't think
No.
it's working out the way that he hoped it was going to work out.
Well,
So-
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to ask you, Shuli, what do you know? Because I'm just reporting what Chad's reporting. So who knows? Is there any evidence that Kate is upset with John or doesn't want him talking the way that he's talking?
I mean, I don't know for a fact. I assume any woman would be upset with John at this point.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happened, the way he's putting it out there, what he's sharing, the stuff he isn't sharing. I mentioned on Rico, a friend of mine out there, a friend or a relative, I don't want to get too specific, happens to bartend at that strip club that they were at and told me a few things. And I can tell you that the bartender told my friend that she overheard him saying to Kate, I know you're on your period because you looked bloated when I saw you.
What a smooth talker.
Right. And among that, I was told that he had an issue paying the bill and was forcibly escorted out of the establishment.
Yes. He
Yeah.
admitted this himself.
Yes.
And it's odd because he's so blasted. And apparently he showed up to the Mexican restaurant completely annihilated. When he first met up with Kate, he was wasted, kept drinking.
Oh, he denied that today with Vince, by the way.
Okay.
He has denied that.
Okay.
The guy who lies about everything has said we're lying.
Well, also,
So-
when asked about this issue with the bouncers at the strip club and how did you get out of there, he goes, I don't know. Kate said he doesn't remember. And what happened to your phone? I don't remember. I don't know. And now that he has this news that some guy in Ithaca is looking to sell the phone or whatever, now he's claiming it was stolen. But for days, he just was blackout drunk. He just doesn't remember what happened that night.
What happened?
He doesn't. He literally doesn't know what happened when he lost the phone. And there's speculation that he didn't pay his tab, and the bouncers had a problem with that. And a lot of strip clubs will take your phone when you're walking in. They don't need you shooting video and taking photos and stuff like that. So
That'd be funny if they're like in bags the whole time. And
they
he's
could
like,
still be
They could be there.
all three phones could still be at the club because they didn't pay their tab. They're like, "Fuck you, get out of here!" And they're
Wow.
holding that as collateral.
That sounds likely.
Doesn't that sound very likely?
Yes. Yes. Actually, that does make sense.
It makes nothing but sense because John didn't remember.
Right. Also, well, yeah, I know, but one of the other two that were with him would remember, don't you think?
But how do all three of them get their phones stolen? How is that possible?
And
You
could
don't
they
think
have
there was
run
a-
up a $10,000 tab, and that's where the $10,000 comes from?
they
So
don't
have
take
to
your
give-
phone. They don't take your phone. They take your kneecaps. That's what they used to do in Vegas. They take
Right.
you out back and they beat the fuck out of you when you can't pay that tab. But do you think here's a question? Do you think there's some sort of stripper hanging from the ceiling like Tom Cruise in the first Mission
Ooh,
Impossible?
yeah.
As soon as they walk away to the VIP room, they drop her down and she takes the phones and comes back up. This guy is hammered the minute he wakes up in the afternoon till he goes to bed. He has two wallets because he loses one all the fucking time.
Right. He wasn't able to get alcohol that was already paid for delivered to his house because he couldn't find his ID. And he was
Right.
mad at Vince for sending him free alcohol because he didn't know where his ID was in his 3-bedroom house.
Yeah, and also you're trying to sell me on the fact that Kate and friends organized a phone theft ring to get your phone. Like, for what? Why?
Right. None of it makes sense. And John is fascinating. Not even trying to be. Just fucking up in life is always fascinating.
Oh yeah, when he tries to be, it's really boring.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is why
This is the best things
great week.
about him are this right here.
Yes.
You know,
I back to the phones. What
Yeah.
the fuck? I think that's where they get the coke, but the money wasn't. I don't know what happened, but somehow the phones are involved. Help me out here.
With the Coke deal?
yeah,
Because, it is
all
speculated
three at once.
I can tell you that they, meaning John and his friend, which I want to talk about that in a minute, but they did not give money for the cocaine.
Okay. Well, John also said, correct me if I'm wrong, I swear I heard him say that it was $100 bag of coke split 10 ways, or split with 10 different people. And he goes, I mean, if it was like $100 bag with 10 people, like how much am I possibly going to do?
Well,
which is a weird thing to say. Obviously.
My question is, if John got the bag first, how many was left for the other 9 people?
He doesn't have 9 friends.
No, but Kate does.
Oh,
right.
He met up with Kate and her friends and Jeffrey Gurian, which we'll get into in just a moment. But first, is this Legion of Skanks in here?
I can confirm that they bumped uglies, as per usual. I sat in the cuck chair in the corner and sadly tugged on my acorn while the beggy monster belittled me.
Oh, poor Aaron. That sounds terrible.
Acorn.
The baggy monster does like to watch, by the way. That's what
he does. Yeah, he's into that. KJ coming in with $50. KJ has been so generous to this channel. I saw her on Blind Mike on Sunday. She's awesome. Please don't forget John's other classic characters, Poor Old Creep, Beloved Substitute, Hurricane House Host, and world-class impressionist, Just Do It. She got me to say the line.
That should be his one-man show. That should be all those characters. That should be the one-man show.
This one-man show idea, I don't want John to put too much work into it. Like, don't overthink it.
He won't.
Yeah. Just
you're in luck.
All right, good. Just like the first few things you think of doing, just do it. Bring your acoustic guitar, and we'll sell out a theater. Now, is it going to be touring? No, it's not going to be touring. He's not going to get a residency in Vegas.
Go the first night. You definitely want to buy opening night tickets. That's
one night. One night.
I can't wait for the
opening for Stuttering John.
Bring your folding chairs to my driveway. I will perform in my
I can't wait for the call. Carl, did you see the reviews I got? Who is this asshole? Give me his address and phone number.
Oh, when he starts writing his own review, because we've seen on his book, or no, his movie, his book too, but on his movie, he wrote a review for himself. It's just like, for his first movie, this is actually a really good attempt, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this guy in future movies. Like,
and he's a nice guy and a generous guy.
Seems like a great dad. Yeah, great dad, I bet.
No hemorrhoids.
Okay, $5 says, sometimes when I'm bored, I like to roll around in Vaseline and pretend I'm a snail named Thompson.
Been there.
Prince Gratz, $2 says, Ithaca, 1 hour south of Cuse, could be at Joyce's. Oh, the sister.
Oh, revenge for the pork thievery
Yes.
last Christmas.
Pork gate.
Wouldn't that be a twist right there? His family's been in the Dabbleverse all along.
Ma, get the phone. He's barking out orders.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Macho Melendez, the stolen phone was collateral for services offered. Yes, that is a possibility. I really do think that. Dablin Dingleberry, $10 says, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to all of you. Go Bills.
Yeah.
What a cold day that was yesterday. I don't know why I went to that game, but
I don't either.
Burr. Bradley, $2. Gonna start calling SJ Johnny Jingles. Hashtag FSJ, hashtag FKB. Yeah, he really has been singing a lot lately. He's in the spirit. He's killing it. And Scalzo Photo, $5 says, there was interest in moving DabbleCon 3 elsewhere, maybe Florida. Is that possible? Or is it doomed to Rochester? I will tell you it's not doomed to Rochester. We're open to having a different location for DabbleCon 3, and news will come out soon.
Yeah, it might be in East Rochester.
Things are in the works for DabbleCon 3.
Ithaca, here we come.
Right, yeah.
Jack Sampson. Hi, DMZ. Hi, the man who always pays his dues. Hi, best producer. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jingles. Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. Thanks, Jack Sampson.
Nice.
Thank you, Jack.
We appreciate your support on the show. Okay, Shuli, let's get into this. John revealed on his show there's a guy named Jeffrey Gurian, he says. He says he knows where he lives, he knows his phone number, and he says, don't worry, wait for it. So Jeffrey, I'm sorry, man, this is going to be rough for you. But apparently Jeffrey, according to John, is one of Kate's friends who was there Because John was like, it wasn't just him and Kate on a date. He was with a group of people.
Yeah, when women are worried about being attacked, they have other people there to help. And
Well, remember the last time John hung out? Well, the last 2 times John hung out with Elisa Jordana.
Yeah.
It was a group dinner the one time, and then her and her friend had to travel to visit him.
And that's what he called the cops.
Go figure. What are the chances?
I mean, that's when you know you're on a good date, when you go, can you come with me? So if I'm dead, he can serve justice.
You'll be dead too.
You know, justice in some way can be served. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Jeffrey Gurian's friends with Kate and that crew, and he's the one who leaked the photos and the information to Chad Zumock because he is a fan of the Dabbleverse and knows TM Zumock is where you go to give all the scoops out there. And so John has discovered this and is very pissed at Jeffrey and wants his revenge. Do you guys know anything about this?
No, I at first thought the accused was Jeffrey Gurian, famed New York comedy journalist, who
Maybe.
I was like, if you ever seen a picture of Jeff Gurian, you're like, I hope he's hanging out with John and Kate. He's like the Phil Spector of the comedy world. He's got a look. He's got a look, and he's a great guy, and he's interviewed a ton of comedians. So at first, I'm like, Jeff Gurian stole John's phone? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Making a name for himself.
Yeah, but yeah, apparently with here's what I want to know. What evidence does he have that this person did this act to sit here?
Evidence. What are you talking about?
To sit here.
Accuse. What do you mean evidence?
To sit here, put out his name, then dox his phone number in maybe the most horrible way possible. English, Spanish combo.
Okay. I didn't realize that was Jeffrey's phone number. So did he sing it in Spanish? The number?
Yeah. He would, and then he's like talking about I got 5 pimples on my back from eczema. Like, he's so bad at this. Just fucking say, here's your phone number. Man up.
Exhausted with this.
It goes back.
We don't like the
Iron
number
Maiden.
6 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, John. And
yeah,
it's funny. I was on Mike Kelta's show the other day, and I was talking with Mike, and I got his number, so I was joking around with him. I was going to give it to Kevin Brennan, and Mike goes, "Yeah. Kevin Brennan already gave out my phone number on Compound Media. I think I got 2 calls." It's just like, I think it's the same thing with John when he dies to these people. He thinks there's going to be like this army of people going to fuck with someone. I was like, no. People like to fuck with John. I'm not saying you should, but people enjoy fucking with John and calling his house or his mom's house.
Except for when he gave out Rob Saul's number. Then a lot of people took that opportunity to use that number.
Oh boy, did they. He had to change his number immediately after that.
And John likes him.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Hey,
That's why. So when John tries to sick people on someone, people aren't going along with it. They're just like, well, I don't have a problem with Jeffrey, whoever his name is.
Civilian.
Right.
Say what you will. That Rob Saul, he moves the needle. You know, people are interested. People are interested.
All right. So, Shuli, what did you want to discuss? I know you were checking out a little bit of John with VTM before you came on today.
Yes, I thought it was, he slipped up and mentioned. So he's talking about the night out with Clay, and he talks about he was there with a friend and a friend and a friend and a friend. And then at some point, they discuss pictures, and he says, hey, Dustin, can you send me the pictures from last night?
Right. Yes, I did.
So now the friend has a name by the name of Dustin, who we all know is his PI, right?
There's more than one Dustin.
Yeah,
right. Which, again, then he fumbles and mentions his actual name, which is Doug, and mentions that it is his brother-in-law.
Johnny.
So now, thanks to John, which is why this is why Observe and Report is so important. You guys don't need to get involved in his life and fuck things up. He will do it all himself. It was just a matter of time. And now we know that Doug is Dustin. Typical John spy, style. he changed the name but kept the first letter of his real name for the new name.
Right.
So he doesn't forget.
Yeah, right. He does that for himself.
But here's my question. Dustin's been in this game for a minute, right?
Yeah.
He's been helping
talking
John
about it
out
for
for a while.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, I'm curious as to what Doug has on his computer. Like, think about it. Does Doug have pictures of my kids on his computer? Does Doug have pictures of Kate Meaney on his computer?
Oh, definitely. Anything that Kate sent to John is going over to Doug. For sure, because they get along so well. John talks about it all the time. He loves hanging out with his brother-in-law. First thing he did when he got to New York, not go visit his mom. First thing he did was go right to his brother-in-law's place. And they shot the shit. They chewed the poo. Whatever it is that those two do.
Which I've heard Doug is very similar to John, just better with money. That's the way he was described to me.
You'd have to be.
Also, John's mom stopped going to strip
Everybody
clubs a
is.
few years ago. So Asa doesn't like to go to strip clubs anymore. So that's why he's like, all right, I'm just going to skip mom's house forever.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You can go without me. I won't do that.
Speaking of mom, and I hate to give the little rat litigator any credit, but he got out of John today that his mom is in a relationship with an African American gentleman.
Wait, okay. His mom or his ex-wife? Because he gets those two confused a lot. Was he just talking about Susanna again?
Nice. No, this is Aussie. Aussie's involved with the African American gentleman.
Good for her. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Happy for her.
Yes. And I bet Mike Morris has got to be pissed about that.
Yeah.
What a rebound.
She really lost her mind after that.
She's really trying to stick it to him with that. But no, that's great. We all are rooting for Osa and even the Danny DeVito sibling that he has. We all like John's family members. We just think John's a boob.
Clearly.
Yeah. Can't you tell the love that I have for him? Well, speaking of VTM and some of the information that we are able to get from him, I also got a note. Well, it might have been screenshots of their conversation or who knows. But
the only thing I know is you don't have to ask.
No, it just comes over. Yeah, it just goes over. And like I was at the Bills game yesterday. We were tailgating and stuff like that. So I had like 80 unread messages that I was just trying to get caught up on today. And I'm scrolling through like, Jesus, I can't even follow this shit. Everything's happening so fast. But apparently, John used this line on Kate. Now, allegedly, I don't know. You fucked Alex Stein, but you won't fuck me. That's an interesting pickup line to say, like, you're such a gross pig that you fucked.
Yeah, it's a pickup and put down.
It's a put down. It's only a put down line is all that is. But John really does think that for some reason he has more clout than Alex Stein or more game.
Or that he's in the same league.
Yeah.
Which is not true. Also,
I remember when John was threatening Alex Stein. And Alex is a great guy. And I just remember Alex going, you know, John, I played D1 football. I'm a lot younger than you. I don't. This is probably not the battle you want to have. Like, to threaten me with violence. Alex would smash John. So not that he wants to. He's a sweet guy, but it's just wild.
I think Kate would smash John.
Yeah, I think so too.
you know.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So he said that, but also that she's got her period.
Yeah.
Because she looks bloated.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
so
trying to hit her
confused
from
about
all
him.
angles, Jen.
Right.
That's what's happening. You know,
He's working his magic. All right.
He's
know
not
what,
just
though?
storming. He's not just storming the beach. He's got paratroopers coming in behind the lines.
He
You know
puts
what I
the
mean?
dope in rope-a-dope.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually.
I'm the dope pushing rope.
I am very disappointed in Kate. That's all I have to say.
Are
I know.
you?
We thought so highly of her before.
Jesus, turn this show around. We're going back home. Mom's pissed.
Also, there's a lot of people in the chat that keep saying, and I've seen this online, the idea that Kate Meaney is probably pregnant now. Let's just assume that he did actually have sex with her. There's 0.00% chance that he finished. There's no way that he possibly could have.
Well,
so I don't
she's
think
on
she
a-
has anything to worry about.
She's not
Oh, yeah.
ovulating.
No, she's on her period.
That's where the blood came from.
Maybe she's a virgin.
Oh my God. Well,
Do you
no.
think she
9 months
lost-
from now. 9 months from now, if a Coors can falls out of there, we know.
She lost her virginity. That would be a twist right there. Now, has anyone heard from Fitzdog? Has he responded to Kevin Brennan's voicemail? Do we know if he's...
He hasn't hit me up in a minute. You
No,
know?
he hasn't. Yeah, he's
talked
not
a little
reaching
bit.
out to you about
No.
Kate and her choices.
I don't usually like to highlight KB when he does something good, but calling Fitzsimmons on the air and saying, "Did you hear?" It was fantastic.
It was very funny.
I loved it.
Yeah. The only thing that sucked about it was Chad interrupting it, but fortunately KB was able to get it out.
It's been like that maybe like 3 or 4 times. You know, I've seen it with Ray, with Fitz, with Pat. Every time he just fucking blows up, and I just sit there and I go, "That's your guy. That was your guy. Remember? That's your buddy." Good. Enjoy.
Chase Sheds, $2, DabbleCon 3 in Hornell, New York. Go Bills. That's definitely not where we will be. Definitely not. Joe Corson, right? $2. Maybe the Kia boys are responsible for the phones. Oh, I didn't think of that.
Ooh.
Could it be the same guys who stole the car during DabbleCon 2? They're like, people think that they're just like stealing cars. Like, no, they're like really into the Dabbleverse.
They're nationwide.
That's
But they
their thing.
take on side, so they're
Right.
causing chaos on everybody else.
Kelly Carson is beautiful. $2 says, "Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, KCWO, go Packers." Mark Abatista, member for 6 months. Did you see the pic of Stuttering John saying the school wanted him full time, but he needed a 4-year degree? Saw it on X and Dabblers Anonymous. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I did not see that. What?
I have this info for you here. A friend of mine who's a professor at a university sent me this. He's a dabbler, and he said the day that John got fired for the Zoom court hearing, John said the school district tried to make him a fully credentialed teacher with a vocational way. He almost said a vocational degree. Vocational degrees are 2-year degrees. John needed a vocational way because he doesn't have a 4-year degree. He never graduated from NYU. John has a 2-year degree from community college he attended after high school.
I know for a fact he has a 2-year associate's degree from a community college.
Yep.
After that, I don't think he's done anything else.
Well,
I don't think he's got any other degrees.
Look at 2 documents that we've all seen that you have to, fill everything out legally. And both those documents for education end at Nassau Community College.
Right.
His real estate license and the court paperwork.
Right. With Susanna.
Yeah.
And also, if you guys remember, when he first unpacked his shit in Florida, we're going back over a year and a half ago. And he's like, I got my degree. I'm going to show you guys. And he pulled up his degree from NYU to prove. And wasn't there a signature on that degree of a person who didn't work there for 7 years after the fact?
Yes.
And it's interesting because then a doctor who has a weird show on Sirius XM that we won't bring up was then creating these fake NYU degrees and sent me a couple in the mail. And it turns out it's very easy to recreate these. And don't forget, John always claims I had my degree on the Howard Stern show. And I remember this roast he did where he showed his degree, a very different document than the one that he's shown at his Florida house. All of this points to the fact that John never got a 4-year degree.
Also, we watched on Blunder Years, we watched one of his early appearances on Compound. It was back in Anthony's man cave, him and Jackie. And guess what he wasn't wearing? His university ring.
And pants.
And pants.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up, Shuli, is that I don't even know why we're talking about this. He showed us the ring. That you can't have that ring unless you graduate from it.
Right, irrefutable.
Yeah.
So do you have this that Mark Abatista is talking about, Shuli?
It's on Dabblers. I just got a
It's on
text.
Dabblers? Okay.
Yeah, I got
I'll
a
look
text
for that.
message.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
heads up. I'll check it out. Dang Lizard, my man, coming in with €5. Please don't interfere with his one-man show, or as I like to call it, The Room the Musical. It's going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible. I mean, it'll never happen, but
No, it won't, but we can dream.
maybe we should recreate what John's one-man show would have. Maybe that would. Oh, okay. Hold on. Here's an idea. I'm brainstorming right now, so
Go ahead.
we don't have to hold anyone to this. But could we do a thing at DabbleCon 3 where we ask people what they think John's one-man show might look like?
I would like to see people perform that.
That's what I mean.
I love it.
Either they can come up and perform it, or they can make a video of it.
Yes.
And send
Okay,
it in.
here's
And
what
they
we
can
do.
also do all the work. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Shut up, Chris. You're saying the quiet part out loud, asshole.
I mean, it'll be very entertaining.
Here's what we do. We give them 2 minutes to perform or 3 minutes to perform their one-man show. And if we like it, we'll see more. If not, then and on to the next one.
It's like a gong show kind of thing.
Like a gong
Should
show
it be
type of thing.
video though? Because then people from all over the place can send those in.
Yeah, we should have maybe a combination of the two.
So what you're pitching is kill Stut Joe, basically.
Kill Stud Joe. But I also like the idea of a little film festival, little mini film festival where all these brilliant
Yeah.
Because there have
creators
been
out
some
there.
amazing videos made by people.
Yeah.
And if everyone really focused on DabbleCon 3, we could have a crazy film festival.
Yeah, because it could be animated. It could be live.
Yep.
Like a
Puppets.
live human being.
Puppets.
It could be. It could be.
Who would
Felt,
have puppets?
Felt
Oh, right.
Nation.
Oh, I love that.
Howard Stern today.
Hold on.
Oh, shit, all right. Ma!
Sorry.
Unplug all the phones, Ma. Jeez.
I can now confirm that John really is tiny, like a baby's tiny. I admire his honesty.
Wow. Kate Meaney with that information.
Breaking the silence.
Holy shit. John thinks he's Fabio in a romance novel. Oh, I haven't seen that Photoshop yet, but I like it. Let's see what that looks like.
It's coming down the pike.
Acopella. SJ just asked VTL for nude photos of Lori, and he was serious. And VTL said, I can't. And SJ goes, call her up right now and ask her for me. What a creeper.
Is Lori his wife?
Yes. Well, I don't know if current or not. It's hard to tell with VTL. We know he's lying, but yes. That's
Could be a
his wife.
skeleton in a rocking chair that he named Lori. We don't know.
But yeah, John's always hitting on, claiming he's going to bang VTM's
Oh,
wife.
hold on. I thought he was in love. He was turning down Tinder dates for this woman,
It's
and now
true.
he's asking for nude pics of Lori.
He's a player.
This is how good Vince is at convincing John. John was swearing off dates, every woman, and now after Vince is telling him she stole your phone, now Vince wants to John wants to jerk off to Vince's wife. Good for him.
Well, it's claimed that he's hornier than the average.
Yes, I was
creep.
just actually looking for that clip that we played on WTP if I still have it.
Clay, I'm so horny.
You don't
and
understand.
I mean really horny.
You don't understand how horny I am. Oh, here it is. I have
Show me
it.
your biceps.
I have it. I gotta play this. This is one of the creepiest things you will ever see anyone do on a show. And I realize the internet is vast and there's a lot of weirdos out there, but nothing grosser than this.
Look, the Duke's always been horny.
She's
The
always
Duke-
successful.
The Duke is very horny. I mean, overwhelming.
What a weird thing to talk to your guy friend about.
No, Chris, you don't understand how fucking horny I am, man. You don't even get it. Fucking horny. You don't even understand, dude.
You know, Clay, that fireplace looks really cozy.
Do you got any nude pictures of your wife, Clay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Carl,
he did
Carl.
send photos of a girl he was shagging, and John was so excited about it.
Yeah, you're like we've hung out a few times. I've never been like, Carl, smack it. Watch, it won't even move. Hit it. Hit it.
Stiff as a board over here.
Pound nails.
Jump
no
off
idea how
of
horned up I got.
it.
Mars $2 says, Carl, have you tried the famous John chord?
Yeah,
We can't recreate it.
we've asked people in the audience who play to record themselves trying to recreate the John chord, and it's
The best worst chord ever. It could be worse.
Yeah, you can't capture that lightning in a bottle, man.
Oh God, it was remarkable.
It's amazing that instrument has only 6 strings.
The James Bond ending chord
Yes,
has about
it's every
13
note.
notes in it.
Yeah, right.
This has more.
How is that possible?
It wouldn't be as funny if it wasn't the build, the tuning, and the looking, and the twisting, and then that fucking like a 4-way collision.
And a 1 and a 2.
But also, he was replying to a guy who said you can't play guitar without looking at your fingers on the fretboard. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then, just the worst clunker you've ever heard.
Joke's on you! I can't play at all.
Right?
Oh my god! Will somebody in his family get him new guitar strings for Christmas?
No, don't.
No. Well, if you do that, put them on because he's not going to put them on.
I feel bad for that guitar. I'm sorry.
I bought these used for you.
H for Heretic, $2. Has SJ hit up Osa's man for money yet? Dude, they just said he was black. Come on.
Oh man.
Colin Madden, $5. This summer, John Melendez and Latravion Dexterman star National Lampoon Presents Step Pappy, DVD exclusively at Keldor and Crazy Eddie's.
Colin never fails. Funny motherfucker.
Alan Dempsey, $5. I taught in Florida, but my degree wasn't in education. I had to take vocational classes to get those extra credits. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. If John even had a 4-year degree, it's an arts degree.
Right.
Which is very different than what you need to be a professional educator.
But not if you're going to do musical production for second graders.
Right.
Well, what kind of a degree do you need to hand out word searches and say, just be quiet while I'm over here?
You'd be surprised. Did you just like hand him his CD and just points to the Atlantic Records logo in the bottom corner? I think I'm more than qualified here. OG mumbling. And look, we all talk about the one-man show and how much we hope that he makes this happen. I would much rather see this 40-minute lecture that he gives to second graders about music theory.
That's the one-man show.
That's the one-man show.
Maybe that's what he's doing.
That's it. That's what I want to see. I want to see John, and I want to see how many things he's wrong about when he goes through and explains music theory.
You just came up with it, dude. Forget comedy. Forget that. Turn the thing into a classroom. Come out and teach for 1 hour. That's your one-man show.
Him reading his resume to 7-year-olds.
Because John pictures himself as a college professor.
Yeah.
And he's standing up with a lectern, and he's got the big theater in front of him, and all the kids are scribbling notes. It's second graders. And he's going, I put together a 40-minute presentation.
You know he's up there in about 30 minutes in. He goes, fuck, I wish I could have a beer right now. Well, now you can, John. Now you can teach and drink the entire time.
OG Mumble and Nick. Merry Christmas, Carl, Shuley, Christian, Chris, and the lovely Jenny.
Thank you.
Unlike John, enjoy your holiday with your families. Kate, enjoy your genital warts.
Oh, no.
I love you, Mumble and Nick. Thanks, buddy. Same to you and yours. Mark Batista, Shuley, I sent the pic to URS show email. You know, we have an email address too over here, Mark.
Yeah.
WTBshow@gmail.com. If you ever want to get in touch.
Yeah, send it to Carl. I gotta run here in a minute, buddy.
Okay. Cool Cut Casting $2 says, did I make it in time for the cutie patootie party? You sure did.
Patootie.
Look at your screen, obviously.
Chachi. Speaking of cutie patootie, that was the word that this idiot used to use.
Thank you!
Rosie O'Donnell used to call, what's his name?
In all fairness, it was an idiot playing an idiot, a smarter idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
But Rosie O'Donnell used to call
Tom Cruise. Rob Lowe, wasn't it?
No,
it was Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I knew one of you guys would know that.
And she had a doll, a Rosie O'Donnell doll, and you would squeeze it, and one of the things it said is, "Look at you, cutie patootie." Yeah.
Yes, cutie patootie. Yeah. Has anyone seen? I know I'm going off on a tangent here. Has anyone seen what Rosie O'Donnell is up to now?
I have only through your show though.
How are her herpes doing? Because the last time I saw it, it was pretty
going
bad.
on?
Shuli, it's worth checking out. She's a TikTok where she talks to and feeds squirrels in her backyard.
Oh wow!
She like Trump has broken her, and she's lost her mind, and now she's telling you like the names that she gives these squirrels, and we
Julie
haven't
Andrews.
seen George. Yeah, Julian Andrews is one of them. We haven't seen Georgie in a couple of days. Oh my gosh, there's Georgie right there. And then she's got the nuts. She's like, come on over here, Georgie. She's trying to feed the fucking squirrel.
This is great. This is this is why technology is the best. Because if we had this 15 years ago, we would have seen Margot Kidder on a live stream in somebody's bushes. You know, now we got fucking crazy Rosie over there feeding squirrel, thinking she recognizes the fucking squirrel. You know how insane you have to be?
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Honestly,
oh, that's him. He's the one with the tail and the ears.
right. The one that runs fast.
Asshole.
So
I'll check it out.
Don't act like everyone watching right now, all 1,600 plus of you, aren't into mental illness. That's what the Dabble versus based on.
Right. No,
Watching someone with a mental illness.
They're constantly drawing lines in the sand. They're like, you know what? Too far, man.
It transfers over to Rosie O'Donnell very easily. I have
That's
to say.
serious mental illness.
Mental illness can literally drive you crazy.
Sure, you got out of here?
Yeah, I got to jump off. We'll be on tonight at 8. Thank you, Carl, Christian, Chris, Jenny. Love you all. And we'll see you guys soon, all right?
Thanks, Shuli. Check out the Uncle Rico show tonight at 8. Tune in on the Shuli Network.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire.
Thank you,
All right,
Shuli.
finally, the war on Christmas is over. Let's talk, guys.
All right. Chachi says, this is some kind of work. He's a gargoyle. No way he's done her. No, there's no fucking way in hell. No. Say what you want about Kate Meaney, and everyone does. She didn't fuck Stuttering John. There's just no way in hell that happened. Even if she was up for it. I think that was the point that you were making before, producer Chris.
I mean, because of the involvement of drugs, we have to say it's a non-zero. It can be really low, but I can't rule it out 100%. It seems so incredibly unlikely. But if I had proof tomorrow, I'd be like, yeah, all right, I guess that makes sense.
John's dick doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm not making that up.
How's his thumb? How's his thumb?
I mean, maybe he's got a thumb in there, but his dick doesn't work, and they were doing blow. So he didn't get laid.
All right, you're on to stop the Carl. All right.
But I know what you're saying, though. It's don't put it past Kate to stoop low.
Also, if he was inebriated upon arriving at the restaurant, what are the odds?
Zero.
Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. He couldn't afford to buy dinner at the Mexican restaurant, but yet he's going tensies on coke. Yeah, I there's none of it adds up.
Raggedy Man $5 says, look at the photos of Kay and SJ kissing and Kate kissing his cheek. Kate's hair and clothes are unchanged. I'm calling Photoshop. Let's look at that right now.
Ooh.
Let's see what Raggedy Man
is
referring to. Because
look how handsome he is there.
Let's just remind everyone that
look, the Duke's always been horny. The Duke is very horny. I mean, overwhelmingly.
Okay. There's photo one, both facing each other.
Okay.
Smoochy poo away. All right. Photo two. Her eyes a little bit open. No, I'm not seeing it.
No,
the lighting's different, but
lighting's different.
Yeah.
Her face is different.
I mean, I hate to say it. I do think that's real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's real too.
I, again, don't understand what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. I mean, you couldn't be getting more people talking about this. This is.
But at what price?
Oh, Kate's dignity? What do you mean?
God, she's forever.
What are you talking about?
Jen, it's free.
She's forever unclean, though, now.
Well, I think that whatever she's up to, she's going to cut you guys out this time, and the tapes aren't going to show up at DabbleCon. It's going to, be a Patreon. It's going to be a live stream, maybe a one-time live stream, like your buddy Corey Feldman did when he had a movie.
Christian, don't give ideas like that. What are you doing?
Who do you work for?
She's going to forget by tomorrow morning.
Oh, what's wrong with you? All right, that was Raggedy Man. Naturally, -$5 says, do you think either John or Kate remember the alleged tryst? Maybe that's why they're cautious with the details. Okay. Interesting point.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was a lot of things forgotten about that night. Duke didn't leave till 1 p.m. the next day. They were probably up very late. Who knows?
Well, the Duke would remember. But I remember being in my 20s.
You with those one-liners. Macho Melendez, think Kate stealing his phone is the work? Heart Jenny. Oh, that's interesting. We honestly don't know what the deal is with these phones.
That's why it's a roundtable discussion.
That is why it's a roundtable discussion. We appreciate Macho Melendez for getting in on it. And is it possible that was the move? Kate steals his phone, claims that her phone was stolen. Well, steals his and his brother-in-law's phone. Claims her phone was stolen.
Since
as
I'm stealing, I mean.
yeah, right? Like, why not? That could be fun. I like it. We're not accusing Kate of anything, but it's possible. General Ocean Wolf, Tukey World Order, Tukey Tailman. Member for 16 months. How's that possible? Hey, yo, could you ever imagine kissing John's gaping apnea mouth? Oh, God, the stench.
Nope.
I was going to go to you first, actually, Jen.
I cannot imagine. No, I would never.
All right, Christian.
No, it's probably the one thing that smells worse than Kate Meaney's snatch.
Oh, yeah, now it does.
Oh, God. You think her snatch was affected by his mouth? Oh, God.
It used to smell okay.
Wow,
Now
that's awful.
Her pussy has halitosis.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Chatty Jiggles, you're supposed to be the one reeling us in.
I'm never going to eat or kiss again.
What kind of hole are you? Zach Hoppman, $5 says, can we celebrate that Kate lost her virginity and got HPV all in one night? Happy holidays, HPV crew and Shuli.
Cheers.
It's Christmas.
We don't normally celebrate HPV. I understand losing your virginity, but
that's the holidays.
All right, cheers, everyone. Hey, we're doing it. Talk to me into it. CMOS 4044 with €5. Good to see you, CMOS. You know you can just play like $20. You can just pay like $20 to confirm if someone graduated from NYU. There's a service for employers to confirm degrees. Oh, well, yeah, that's probably true.
We don't need to do that. He didn't graduate.
He didn't graduate.
I wouldn't waste my money.
The university does not claim him as one of their own anywhere.
No.
No, but would you? If you knew he
No, I wouldn't either.
Would you be like, oh yeah, and of course we also have Stuttering John. Like Syracuse doesn't admit that Sam Roberts went there, so imagine what NYU thinks about Stuttering
In fact, they
John.
sent a cease and desist to Sam Roberts. West Little $5. Tried to tempt SJ with a cock meat sandwich today, but VTL blocked it. I put some good bait out too. Good try, buddy. Fucking VTM spoiling everyone's fun. He wants to be the one having fun around here. You know who's having the most fun? It's Carl's Frosted Tips.
Kate is a nice lady, except when she isn't banging me. Then she is a whore. She smelled like Newports and aloe. Producer Chris called me. Hey, Mommy Jenny, call me. Carl is an eager.
Whoa. Hey, whoa.
You bet you were eager.
Yeah. That's what we all say about you.
Christian, why did you stop calling me? I am pro Newport and grape soda. Yesterday I blew 3 blacks to show support of their cause. I'm not gay.
He definitely isn't.
I think I'm not the only one here named Christian. That must not be for me.
No, I think that was for you. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I haven't called him in a while. I'm sorry, Daniel. We'll catch up after the
All right.
holidays, I guess. Yeah.
That's, of course, Daniel Alexander, Woke Dad, as we refer to him on Who Are These Socials.
He's my favorite super tip.
He is.
He's the greatest.
He is the best because his voice is spot on.
Yeah.
Even the way he reads it.
Yeah, the cadence is perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Yo. My Wiggers. Rob Saul lives at 2537 Cottonwood CT, Mays Landing, NJ.
All right. We don't dox on here unless you give us $5.
Oh,
Yeah. So let's stop.
everything has a price.
Let's stop doing that right now. You know what we didn't get a chance to talk about yet? And I want to talk to Shuli about this, but he's got his own show to do. John claims he has a new job that he's starting in January, and that's why he's leaving the Dabbleverse. He's going to start his new job now.
What now?
Okay.
Making coffee at an AA meeting.
Here's my theory on this. Most likely John's just lying, but he did just have a job recently where he was a substitute teacher again. And it's believed, and I actually buy into this completely, this whole thing where he had to resign doesn't make any sense. Where he tells you the conversation he was having on that Wednesday with Joyce from the school is like, all right, I'll just resign then. So it was theorized that he's working through a temp agency, and that's how he got this job. So they didn't want to fire him because that would fuck up potential other opportunities through the temp agency. So as the temp agency got him another job, he's going to start working. Now, why would he have to stop streaming? He didn't when he had the substitute job.
Right.
Are the hours not conducive, or is it possible? I'll ask you, Christian Blatt, if that is your real name.
It is.
Is it possible that John does have another job that he's starting, and that's why he's going to be leaving in January, as he claims?
I mean, it makes sense. And I don't know if you guys saw the stream. He did talk about his new job. He's going to be the assistant to the regional manager at a paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And he's so excited to be starting in January.
That I believe.
Yeah.
That story checks out.
Gosh, I think he's going to start working at the temp agency.
Oh.
Might as well.
Internship at the temp agency.
Yeah.
Call screener.
Making copies.
I think whatever, if he does have a new job, I can't imagine that he would actually stop streaming, though. Sorry to talk over Chris there.
Yeah, and what kind of job could you not have time to stream? I mean, there's 24 hours in a day. You don't work 24 hours.
Well, especially if you do.
He definitely won't work 24 hours.
Especially you do if you do what he did when he had traffic court and just stream from work. You know, there's no reason you can't do that.
He puts so little work into a show outside of his show that he literally waits till to go live before he combs his hair or sends the link out to his guests. So there's no excuse. If I had a day job, I might say, guys, I can't do Wednesdays at 5 anymore for WATP because I spend all day on Wednesday prepping for my show. But if I did John's version of his show, there'd be no reason why I couldn't get home from work and turn on my stupid webcam.
This is what I mean, and he'll get a lunch break.
From what, his show?
From his temp job.
I'm giving myself a lunch break and just sit there and eat bologna.
Now that's a show.
He's done it before.
Called
No,
a
I
cold
know.
open.
Cold cut open.
Cold cut open. There you go.
It's cringing.
I love it. Oh, look at this. Carl's Frosted Tips killing it today.
My boss is an asshole.
Wait a second. I gotta hear that again. I like your smiling face as you say this, too.
My boss is an asshole.
Hey, wait a second. Oh, fuck.
Do I hear it again?
No.
My boss is an asshole.
How did that play? I didn't even hit anything on the system. I know you wouldn't say that, so that's crazy right there. Producer Chris, what do you think about the job?
Well, he's lied to us so many times. It's like
everything's a
why?
lie.
But our purpose here is to speculate. It's a discussion. Here's my take. I don't care.
Okay.
Whatever he does, he fucks up.
Yep.
And I just want him to keep doing that.
Uh-oh.
Careful there, buddy.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Something bad almost happened.
I can't believe he hasn't changed his theme song to the chord. He should.
Oh, I know. That's all anybody wants to hear.
Oh,
We should get that copyrighted, actually.
We got to program that into a keyboard so we can just use the chord as notes.
That's a great idea. Do some MIDI action on it. I like that. Okay. Sorry, my video broke, so I had to refresh it. And that's why we heard that quick little riff right there.
if you call it that.
But this is John's show today. I haven't watched any of this. I thought maybe we can just check out a little
He
bit
looks
of it.
angry.
Yeah, let's see what Vince is saying.
God, that crease in his forehead is getting so deep.
Why even listen to him? We just like do this.
Yeah.
Just look at what he looks like. Oh, he didn't turn on the filter today.
No.
Oh,
And if he did, we're all in
oh
trouble.
boy, yeah, right.
Yikes.
Does it look like he would only have a tenth of $100 bag of Coke with that nose? Not buying it.
No.
And it don't. Would you put it past him?
I hope he's not involved in this because it's serious. You're probably talking about multiple felonies, potential federal crimes,
Yes.
depending on if they move the phone across state lines. So if they all colluded in it, they're just as
Moving
guilty
the
as the
fire.
per-
Let me back it up.
That's
Oh, man.
classic Vince for you.
Yeah, he knows that an idiot like John won't understand.
Never personal.
Well, one of those is true.
It seems to be never funny and always personal, right?
Never used that.
Pretty
word
much.
before.
But are you sure that Chuli's behind this big caper?
Well, let's say that Kate and I are convinced that he has his filthy, snaky hands in it. Don't. Would you put it past him?
you and
Kate and
you
I.
and Kate
Yeah.
think that Shuli's involved in the phone getting stolen.
From Alabama.
Kate's the one who recorded your conversations and sent them to Shuli.
Right.
And you're still falling for this. John's next level, man.
God, he is the dumbest man on
He's
earth.
next level. It's amazing. I love this guy.
I hope he's not involved in this because it's serious. You're probably talking about multiple felonies, potential federal crimes,
Yes.
depending on if they move the phone across state lines. So
That's a good point. New York to Ithaca, a lot of people drive through Pennsylvania. It's quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to just go right up the Hudson Valley. You want to avoid that.
Definitely avoid the throughway.
Oh, there's state lines right there. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Federal government's gonna get involved in that.
There's going to be roaming charges.
if they all colluded in it, they're just as guilty as the person that actually stole it. Now, I have no proof that your phone was even stolen. I don't really know the details,
I have
John,
proof.
so we'll get into it. I don't know if we're going to get ahead of ourselves.
I don't
here.
have it.
Yeah, but then someone just
He pulls his pockets out. Here's your proof.
I don't have it. I don't have my phone.
Ask my buddy.
I have the same proof that my ID was stolen like 2 months ago because I couldn't find it anywhere.
Robert Myers says it was stolen. Audacity says it was stolen.
say he's contacted a friend of mine and asked the friend for money for the phone. And now, so in other words, he's trying to, so, I mean, that's a crime. I mean, he stole a phone and now he's going to fucking try and sell it and tell him that he wants this like enormous amount of money.
Wow, that almost sounds like it's not real. Yeah, like this guy's fucking with you because that would be stupid.
Right.
And no one would fall for it. What an idiot. He's so stupid. Do you know it's a crime to steal something from someone and then resell it? Yeah. It'd be really dumb if you made that obvious. And
You
told
sound
people
like
who
a
you
guy
were.
with a 4-year degree.
So stupid.
Who's he? Shuli?
No,
Yeah.
the guy that stole it.
So why are you blaming Shuli?
Well, who sent the guy there?
Oh, my God.
Well, I am not going to make that jump right now, John.
No,
You
no,
have
no, no,
proof
no,
of
no.
that.
I'm not going to say it's the shitwire. I'm saying that
You already
Pinky and
did.
Baby
You just Who would send the guy there?
What world is he living in?
I mean,
There's only one person who would send the guy there, and that's the shitwire. What?
I mean, he's got Chad saying he did it. So, like, if you're gonna think anybody did it, you should think it's Chad and maybe KB. But I can't imagine Kevin doing anything. I mean, he hasn't even fixed his microphone in 2 years. But
Right, yes.
you know,
Didn't Chad backtrack immediately as soon as like there was something stolen? And Chad's also just like, I didn't hire a private investigator. I was lying about that.
Yeah, the word stolen really triggers him.
Yeah, right, exactly. Unless he's profiting from it, he doesn't want to be a part of it.
that. So they got the pictures immediately that were on that phone. And they said that they had a PI trailing me. They're essentially saying they had somebody there. And the guy that stole the phone also stole my friends. 3 phones were stolen.
He stole his friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
That shit sounds like.
They're gone.
Because I was looking for my friends and stole all my friends.
it had nothing to do with the empty bag of Coke. You know, they stole my friends. They didn't just
stole the
leave
Coke?
Chad, how come you don't have any friends? Someone stole them. I swear.
Back up, John, because I was out for a few days. I didn't know what was going on. People thought that, first of all, this was something that I made up with you, and it's all bullshit. And I didn't understand initially that
Oh my
you
God, what's he
actually
drinking?
did
He's got
hang
a green drink. So this is what's funny about this. People who use StreamYard would know this. John still has the green screen turned on when he's not using a green screen. He doesn't know how to toggle that off because we're seeing that stupid The Duke Hollywood sign through his green drink right now.
What is it that he's drinking, though, that's green?
Mountain Dew, probably.
Mountain Dew's not that green,
He
is
loves
it?
Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew's not that green. It's the greenest thing on earth.
I don't drink it.
Have you been to my brother's house?
Yes.
Okay. You know what color Mountain Dew is. How dare you?
out with Kate Meaney. I told you privately, I said, this is all bullshit. I said the pictures are fake.
I know you did.
And can we start back to how long have you been talking with Kate?
Since you super
spider.
chatted my show.
Let me see if the answer's on the
Spider.
ceiling.
Well, at least we
Like
can say
this-
the word Kate now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I might have been talking to someone for a month and a half. I don't know
There were a lot of girls
Ago,
named
maybe.
Kate.
who. Yes.
And how often would you be talking?
Every night.
So you're back to your old ways with her.
Probably we talk more now than we did before.
So you came into the city. Did you have a plan to meet with her?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Who came up with that?
Is that his hemorrhoid blanket?
That's
He
what I
has
was
to
going to
sit
ask.
on?
Was it like a pillow or a blanket? Like that's why he
Donut.
stood up, right?
Yeah, there was something going on with his roids right now. He's got a lot of rage with those roids.
Roid rage?
Roid rage.
We both did. I said I was going to be in there on Thursday night, so let's have dinner.
So that was last Thursday night?
Yeah, this past Thursday night. Yeah. And then
We haven't had another
and then
Thursday
I booked
yet.
El Parador. I made a reservation on Wednesday night. She was very excited to see me, and she showed up, and it was, let's say, it was very, we couldn't keep our hands off each other.
Again, he's a child.
I hate that face.
Okay. If you were dating someone new,
Okay.
new girlfriend, you're both lusting over each other and it's going
I'm
great.
listening. Tell me more.
Would you be fondling her at the restaurant?
No.
Adults don't do that.
Nope.
Adults might want to go in the bathroom and do shit, but they'll wait till they get home, right? What a loser he is. It's so
But none of us
sad.
are as horny as the Duke. That's the problem.
That's true. He
The
is,
Duke is
he
much
is a
hornier
very,
than we are.
He's
yeah.
very
very
horny.
horny guy. I forgot about that. Good point.
What is?
Good
This
point.
just in.
Good point. You're making a lot of good points today.
I don't even know what to say. It's so
By the way, at the
gross.
beginning of the clip, Vince said, I've been out of this for a few days. And you referenced this text thread you're on with him. Do you ever feel like more than a few hours go by without him being, hip deep in all this stuff, Carl? That was the least believable thing that I've heard from Vince, that he hadn't paid attention the last few days.
Everything everything Vince says to John is to manipulate him.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell he always has that same delivery when he's telling John a lie in order to get John to do whatever he wants him to do.
And to great effect.
Yeah. So there was the thread where Vince came up with all of these jokes. What was the thing that John found offensive? So much has happened. I can't even remember. And Vince came up with it was Chad's younger brother.
Yeah.
And so Vince came on and he goes, yeah, I'm on this text thread with Tukey and Carl, and they're writing all these jokes. And Tukey, I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is funny? And he's like reading all these jokes about Chad's younger brother, pretending that I'm on that thread. Like Vince wrote all the jokes. And then he goes out and tells John that I wrote it or Bob wrote it.
He's testing out his material.
Tukey. But this is what Vince does. Everything he says is a lie. And so, yeah, of course he's paying attention. That's all he does. That's all he lives for.
So your story doesn't make sense. So you said Thursday night, but then it's Wednesday night. You booked El Parador, which is at a
Wednesday night, I made the reservation for Thursday.
Where's El Parador?
El Parador is a Mexican restaurant that I go to all the time on 34th.
Where?
34th Street.
Okay.
Why am
Now, did you plan to meet her privately or with a group of friends?
No, it was just me and her.
So there's stories that other people were at.
Vince, just don't ask. I'll take you through it. So we go to
Well,
El
again,
Parador.
make it clear for us.
So we go to El Parador. We barely eat. We're just kind of like really,
Why is that always the detail he throws in there? We barely eat.
We barely paid.
He's implied two things. They just had the chips and salsa. It reminds me of that old Kids in the Hall.
The free chips and salsa.
It reminds me of that old Kids in the Hall bit where just like, can I have another basket of bread? He's waiting for his buddy. They're just sitting there, just like pretending they're meeting people. Just keep the chips and salsa coming. We barely eat. But he's implying that either he's poor and they couldn't afford food, or that she's coked up and doesn't have an appetite.
And I feel like
bring that up.
I feel like Clay was the one who gave him that, so you two couldn't keep your hands off each other. So it's like
Right.
when
He
he's
didn't
first
say
talking about
that.
it. No, yeah. And also, by the way, a Mexican restaurant walking distance from Penn Station does not sound like somewhere you need to make a reservation.
No.
That's a great point. 34th Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
Hanging out, having a good time, as the pictures could tell. And then we asked the bellhop, not a bellhop, but the beer back. What do you call it? And
the beer back.
Later,
Hold on. I got to hear that again. What? This is a guy who spends every day at a bar. Doesn't know what this is.
Bring my beer back.
Bring my beer back.
Hanging out, having a good time, as the pictures could tell. And then we asked the
as the pictures could tell. He's terrible in English.
No,
terrible at lying. That's what all this is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Good point.
hanging out, having a good time, as the pictures could tell. And then we asked the bellhop, not a bellhop, but the beer back, whatever you call it, and a waiter to take some pictures, which he did, and more than what you've seen so far. And then she said,
It's a little
you
blue.
want to go and meet all my friends. I can't wait to introduce you to my friends. So then we took the cab uptown.
Which, by the way, every hot and heavy date that's where it always goes. Hey, let's meet up with a bunch of my friends now. Yeah. They can't keep their hands off each other. And her first thing is like, let's get out of here and meet up with a big group of people.
We need more hands.
Yeah, that makes no sense. That story doesn't check out at all.
To get what the name of the bar was. They were closing, so we went to the bar across the street, and that's where all the shenanigans happened. So that's where all her friends were there. She had a super hot friend there.
What a great guy.
They're in Manhattan, and the bar was closing? Okay.
I don't know about that.
I'm not sure about that.
Was this at 4 a.m.? Because that's the only thing that tracks.
Yeah, that's when things close. But again, it's like too many details. Yep. Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Named
What
Emma.
was his name?
Emma. And then Emma's mom was there, who was super hot.
What?
Oh,
So-
really?
Everybody's mom.
Yeah, so you have these three hot women
you
there, and it's me.
Vince has two modes, but both modes are always him lying and always him trolling.
Right.
But there's the one where there's palling around, and that's when he gets John to let down his guard. But right now, John's on trial here.
Yes.
And that's where the stammering and the details come from because of Vince's mode.
Staring up at the ceiling right now. Yeah. He's trying so hard not to get tripped up with a detail that's going to counter something he said before. So he's thinking real hard, like, well, how did I lie about this last time? And what should I say about it this time?
I haven't been
And
counting,
Kate,
but he's
and
been
then-
wiping his mouth a lot
and then,
too, while he's talking.
Yeah, he normally doesn't wipe his mouth.
Yeah, he usually just lets it go.
A few other guys.
If you're going to podcast from my house, please wipe your mouth, Johnny.
But there was one guy that, I don't know, just kind of became part of our group. That was the guy that stole the phones.
Well, you don't know that yet. We haven't established anything there yet. So didn't you go to a strip club after?
So what happened was, I do know that, Vince, but of course you don't understand what happened. So what happened was, my friend, his phone got stolen, and he needed it because he's going skiing the next day. So he was freaking out. So he confronted the fucking guy because he had kind of assumed it was him.
Yeah, but the story's going all over the place. Was that?
Yeah, this is going all over the place. The first time you talked about it, you're like, I don't know what happened to my phone. I lost it. Now there's a confrontation, and there's a ski trip involved.
His friend needs it to go skiing.
Yeah.
What about
right
Ubering?
down the mountain on my
Yeah.
phone?
What are you doing tomorrow? Nothing I need my phone for.
I know, seriously.
It's so stupid.
So he confronted the fucking guy because he had kind of assumed it was him.
Yeah, but the story's going all over the place. Was that at the strip
It's
club or
not
at the bar?
going all over the place. We're at the bar. Where
Which
I said
bar?
that's where all the shenanigans start.
The one across the street from the place that closed, where all of her friends met up with her, even though it wasn't the place that they were going to rendezvous to originally.
I saw John come in there like, oh, we're closing.
And hot Emma and hot Emma's hot mom. Yeah, they're all
Yep.
there.
They're all smoking hot.
And then this
So
guy
that's where-
came.
Right.
My brother-in-law's, maybe not my brother, my friend's phone was stolen.
Jesus.
my
this is
God,
what
he's such a fucking
This is what
moron.
Shuli was talking about. He can't help himself. It was your brother-in-law.
Doug.
Look at that look on Vince's face. He realized
I know, he's so happy.
Victory.
He just got to slip up. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I just want you to note that he did say his
He
brother-in-law.
just got John to jump off sides.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Hard count Vince over here.
So my friend's phone was stolen. My friend was going nuts and confronted this tall guy. The tall guy got scared because my friend is intimidating because he's also from Long Island. And the guy got scared and said, oh, I thought that somebody just left it on the table.
and that's how I know it's the same fucking guy.
What?
What? He was wearing an orange shirt. Did I tell you that, Bart?
Hold on. So according to him, this guy, his brother-in-law, has his phone, sets it down on the table, looks over here. Tall guy comes in and goes, whoop.
A tall guy holding a sign that said, "I stole your phone."
Yeah, and he's just like, "Hey, you steal my phone?" He's like, "Oh, I've been holding it for you, man." None of this happened.
No.
This is all made up bullshit. Let's see if Vince can determine that he's not telling the truth to us.
I have faith.
Okay, well, that indicates maybe it took Doug's phone, but that doesn't mean that it's your
It's not
phone.
Doug. It's a friend of mine, Jeff.
But Jeff is also the guy, okay, because Jeff is also Kate's friend. He's not creative with his life.
I suddenly need to sip my tea while I think.
And by tea, I mean beer.
Well, it's your brother. Isn't your brother-in-law named Doug?
Yeah, but I said my friend. And by the way, the point being, Vince, it doesn't matter. The point being is that phone was stolen.
That is a towel right there. When John's caught in a lie, it all of a sudden it doesn't matter. He loves talking about things don't matter. When he's like, yeah, but didn't you just say that it was your brother-in-law and you slipped up? It doesn't matter.
You're so hung up on the truth.
Right.
Stolen. And then...
What are you going to do? Call me out of my bullshit all episode? Or are we going to move on here?
Oh my
but
God.
he got caught.
All right, let me back this up. I want to hear this again.
And by the way, the point being, Vince, it doesn't matter. The point being is that phone was stolen. And then but he got caught. So he gave it back.
I would agree.
Kate and I both didn't know that our phones were gone because we were too busy having fun. So then when we went to the strip club, Flash Dancers.
You leave a bar to go to a strip club, not knowing you don't have your phone on you anymore. It's bullshit. No, that's never happened.
I don't even like having a phone, and you pat yourself down to make sure
Of
you have
course. If you don't have your phone, it's panic mode immediately. Yeah. As soon as you walk away from somewhere. Now, granted, John's wasted. Okay. Kate might be on things as well. So I'll give them that.
You're right. They are both awake.
Yeah, but the amount of people who lost their phones, out of them, somebody would notice they didn't have a phone.
This guy's walking around with one of those trench coats. He opens up, it's just like phones. Hey, you guys want a phone? I got a bunch of them in here. Okay.
And
He's
why
stealing
didn't
all of the
anybody steal
phones?
Emma's hot mom's phone? Like, why does
We don't
her
know
phone-
yet.
Okay, all right.
We don't know if she still has her phone or not. Someone text Emma, see if she has her phone.
That's
I would, but while we were doing the show, Carl, somebody just stole my phone.
Fuck! Where's my phone? I just had it a second ago. I
got phones here.
Oh, damn it!
And still, I didn't know mine.
All right, I got you. So Flash Dash is Midtown or downtown?
Flash Dancers is 45th Street.
There's two of them. That's why I'm asking. For Flash Dancers in
You would
Midtown.
know. Yeah, why? Where's the other one?
I know Devin told me he passes one every day going to school, and I looked it up. There's one downtown.
Oh, no, it was Midtown.
Okay, so you have Flash Dancers Midtown. Who do you go to Flash Dancers with?
Guys who like to steal phones.
And really hot chicks.
Really hot chicks.
And
a dude
strippers
with
who dangle
free
from the
blow.
ceiling.
And the tall man.
Oh, man.
All of us, pretty much. Everybody.
So Doug, you, and Kate, and her friends?
Jeff, me, and Kate, and then Emma, her mom, and a few other of the guys. I can't remember their name.
So I'm just trying to figure out who was actually there because the guys seem to be the culprits potentially.
Yeah, it was one guy that I thought was Kate's friend Clark, but it wasn't. It was somebody else, some tall dude. And I have his phone number. I know where he
All
lives.
right, we'll get into that because so far
good.
you haven't indicated that you lost your phone yet.
No, so then we were in the cab. Then we were still just Kate and I took the cab back to her place. And then at some point when I got to her place, I realized the phone was gone. And
Okay, so you don't know where you lost your phone.
It could be in the cab.
I don't give a fuck what you think, Dwarfy.
No, John, I'm just...
He literally said the next day that he called the cab to see if they found his phone. Okay. The next day when he couldn't find his phone.
Wait a minute. If she lost her phone and he lost his phone, what phone is he using to call them? She doesn't have a landline.
Well, it sounded like
Well, he
there was
went
a
back to his
card-
mom's house.
Okay, so he called from his mom's.
He called from his
Many
mom's house.
phones.
There was
many
other people
phones
at
she has,
Kate's.
And he could still text using his iMac or his MacBook.
Good point.
So he's still got that going. He still has the functionality, just doesn't have his phone with him.
Okay.
But now he's claiming that he knows that it was stolen by this guy. And all of a sudden he's got these new details he's pieced together where the guy did like a soft steal at first to see if he could get away with it. They're like, He's like, you got me. And that's how we know he was the one who actually stole the phones later.
He's just warming up.
Oh, Johnny.
I'm just trying to help you out here. I'm on your side. I just want to flush it out. You do a lot of speculating, and that's where things can go awry. So,
but I know that I'm right because the guy told my friend that it was him that stole it.
Everyone's always telling his friends things. And that's always proof in John's mind. My friend said that this thing happened, so it definitely happened. There's the proof.
Why on earth would a thief tell somebody else he stole something?
His OCD doesn't allow him to lie.
Yeah, maybe. It happens around these parts.
what guy told your friend?
The guy that stole the phone has been texting my friend asking him for money for the fucking phone. So, so obviously this guy knew who I was. He's released pictures and everything else. So
Here's another thing that makes this bullshit, this argument. If I were to steal, well, not your phone, I might be able to get into that. If I were to steal your phone or someone else's phone that I'm at a bar with, can I open it up and get to photos and shit?
No.
Not on my phone.
No.
And not on my watch.
Well, right. I appreciate that about you. Don't let me do that. That doesn't make any sense that someone would be able to get into his phone and share photos and stuff from it. I'm calling bullshit on this.
If you had I don't know how it works. If you had a picture on your phone of John's face real big, could you get it to do the facial recognition if you just put a picture up to his phone?
Oh, interesting. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. I would try that. Oh, shit, I got to try that with myself. I want to see if that's a thing. That's funny.
speculation is only from, it's called the hypothesis. And the hypothesis is an educated guess. And an educated guess is because all arrows point to it was stolen.
Right. You would agree that with the hypothesis, we have to test it, the scientific method. And that's all I'm doing. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. However, you're claiming that someone is texting you claiming they stole the phone.
No.
My friend. And two of my friends have gotten texts.
Now it's two of his friends. Okay.
And this person, guy, because I know what the guy looks like. And I also know where he lives, and I know everything about the guy.
That.
I know his name.
You mentioned that.
Well, then go to his house and get your fucking phone.
So then let's go back then.
It's in
You went to Kate's house after the strip club, right?
Kate's apartment.
Kate's apartment.
Yeah.
When you got there,
You're right,
did you
dumb
recognize that you had your phone?
That's when I knew I lost.
As soon as you got there?
Some point when we were.
So not really related, but what happened when you got back to Kate's house, apartment?
We went to bed. I don't know.
You went right to the bedroom?
Pretty much. I mean,
What
I can't remember.
What an asshole.
He's like, how can I keep flexing?
Right. We went to bed.
Yeah.
He said. Now, if he did fuck her, the answer is none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't fuck her, the answer is, we went to bed. He didn't fuck her.
No, I mean he would have had so many details for Vince in those last.
Oh my god!
few
If he
seconds we were
if he
watching.
did, he wouldn't stop crowing about it.
Of course.
Remember if we had some wine, but I think we went straight to bed. It was late.
What time about?
Probably like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, 1 or 2 in the morning, a little scratch towel.
How does he know what time it was if he didn't have his phone?
Oh, that's another good point. We all know that women's ovens are just flashing noon, so. But you get a guy in there that knows how to set the clock.
Now you had said something about her bed being.
No. I'm not talking about that. Please do me a favor. Some things I tell you privately.
You're still doing that, John? You're still telling Vince things privately? You don't want to get on. I think I just said him on the show earlier. Whoops.
Everything that I've told you, that's private. Please, can we keep it that way?
Well, we really didn't. Yeah, sure, no problem. I don't think we talked about.
No.
anything
I don't. I
happened.
just don't want to.
All right, fair enough. Did you hook up with
Anything
her?
I told you that was
something.
I
that
don't
was-
know. I was out of it, John. I've
All
been
right,
out
just
of.
please don't. All right, anything I told
I'm
you.
asking
before,
you the questions. Did
just
you hook
ask
up
me
with her?
questions, But anything I told you on the phone, like that, I told you like when I was at the Verizon store. Please, let's just keep that confidential for right now.
All right, I will just ask questions.
That's why I
Did
called
you,
you before, because I knew you were going to do shit like this. I don't want anything revealed about anything that I told you.
Well, I got some more information from this person. And I'm going to ask you about it, and hopefully we can figure out exactly what happened. So after you left the strip club, you went back to Kate's house. Did you hook up with her at her house?
Yes, that's the question.
See, now look, this is Baby Fatso just tweeted this out. Can someone get this tweet over to Stuttering John? I know you're going to go into the police to file a report today. Can you let them know Pinky and I hired not just one, but 2 PIs to follow?
Yeah, John, I don't get distracted by them. So far, they have nothing to do with this. You're at Kate's house, her apartment. Did you hook up with her there?
It doesn't matter, Vince. Well, why do you care?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Vince wants to embarrass him.
Right. We all want to embarrass you, and the fact that you didn't hook up with Kate and you're pretending that you did is embarrassing.
That's the number one reason.
And that's why he's asking that question. And I'm glad he stuck with it, even as John was trying to distract. And
Oh, yeah. And if John is so aware of the scientific method, why is he getting so emotional about it?
Good point. You know, you can pay just like $20. Oh, did we already do that one? Where am I on these?
No, but it's a good point.
Yes, it is. Rocco Orby, 2002, $2 says, for a liberal guy, SJ comes off as a misogynist. Yes, all the time. Not VTL says, El Parador reviews are coming in on Google. Uh-oh. Is this place getting negative reviews now because
John, stop
not
talking about
outing
things.
them? Oh, boy. Zach Holland, $2 says, John took the phones. John broke the story to Chad. Whoa! Wouldn't that be a twist? John selling these phones? He told a detail on
I'm
his
keeping them.
He told a detail on his show yesterday. He went to Verizon and got a new phone. And his payment went from $90 a month to $130 a month. And that means he's paying for a new phone. Now, a rich guy would just buy the phone outright. They wouldn't have to put it into the bill. But obviously he had a very old phone, and now he has a new phone, so he has to pay for that. So good on you, John. You got an upgrade. Looney Tunes correct, $10. As many quotes as John has gotten wrong. One we know he's never heard, that of Abe Lincoln's, no man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. How would he F that line up, you think? Oh, God. I can't even imagine. Looney Tunes critic. Stewie Felt, $2. I'm just proud he hasn't called anyone Dan yet. That's true. That is another one of his names that he goes to. Why you trash me, $5. What would SJ do if he was in the mafia and got arrested? 1, keep his mouth shut. 2, play dumb and dry snitch. 3, deny any wrongdoing and turn everyone in. 3, I'm going 3.
3. Definitely 3.
Going 3.
Lastly.
Yeah.
Next.
Madam Priest, $5. Could you imagine when you were like 20 and your dad was on YouTube every day carrying on like SJ? It's so embarrassingly sad. Could you imagine being 20 years old, or you just started Harvard? I mean, the people who are at the school, your classmates, come from these families.
Yeah. You're just going, you're getting out of class and you walk into someone's dorm room and they're all watching your dad laughing their asses off. You're like, hey, what you watching?
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Why you trash me, $5? Who would have predicted the hero of the stupid would turn out to be a complete moron? It's crazy. And in Busch, $5. The afterglow of love has already faded, leaving John's face like a rotted Cardiff left out in the sun. Remember how he looked, how he's presenting himself that Friday and Saturday on his show?
Yep.
When he's just like, oh yeah, the Duke slept over at a girl's house and the Duke had a great time and all this kind of stuff. And now, let me just remind everyone what John looks like. Yes, Adam, brilliant observation. We gotta end the show so I can prep for WTP with Adam here. PL, $5. The fact she put her lips on his lips makes it bad enough. We are all losers in this situation. Going to take an ice cold shower. Yeah.
That's smart.
Scrub as hard as you can. That's my recommendation. Stewie Felt, $5. VTL is going to end up being the Kaiser Sose of the Dabbleverse, isn't he? I mean, everything he touches turns to shit. It seems like. So we'll see what happens. But, Josh O coming in. $5. John is too dumb to realize if he vehemently denied hooking up with Kate, people might actually believe he did, or he wouldn't have to lie. Oh, yeah. This is why it's so obvious that he didn't hook up with her. Because he's asked point blank, did you hook up with her? 3 times in a row. And did you see the tweet that came out that Chad posted? And I don't know. It depends on what the definition of is. You're like,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And the thing is, he is so smitten with her that if he does lie about it, she will stop talking to him probably. Or maybe not.
She can't be happy about it. But.
I would be mortified if I were her.
Kate, we don't think you fucked John. All right? Don't worry. Your
But
reputation.
keep your mouth away from him. You are sullying yourself.
Amanda Lynn Nappy, $20 says, nothing snarky today. Merry Christmas, everyone. Jenny Jingles, you're beautiful and fun.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Amanda Lynn Nappy. I think that you named that YouTuber. One of us did.
I'd like to think I had some part in it.
One of us did. Well, thank you very much, Christian, for hopping on with us. Always great to talk to you, my friend.
Always fun to be here, and looking forward to being on the Christmas extravaganza for WATP with the great Adam Busch. And I hope that people caught our last Who Are These Broadcasters of 2024. I had Craig, who works with Blind Mike, thinking it was our final episode of the year. Eric Zane and I had some fun. The Rizzler went on Fox Business Channel. That's actually all you need to know to find that in that episode. And hope everybody joins us in the new year when we'll be back on Tuesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.
Yes. Who Are These Broadcasters is on this very channel at Carl WATP on YouTube. And you go into the live tab and you will see the latest episode and all the episodes that they've done. There's also a podcast RSS. So if you want to listen to the show, subscribe wherever you subscribe to podcasts. You can listen to it there. Thanks so much for joining us, Christian.
Happy to be here. Great to see everyone.
And producer Chris, Jenny Jingles.
Peace.
Thank you both for being here. And thank you all for watching. We had a lot of people checking out the show tonight. We appreciate that. Merry Christmas to all of you. Yeah. Thanks for all the nice well-wishing and Merry Christmases and Happy Hanukkahs and all that stuff. We appreciate you all. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks for being here, and have a wonderful holiday.
Point, Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.